My next guest is a comedian who can be seen at the Comedy Cellar in New York City this weekend and as the co-host of the Nikki and Sarah Show starting this winter on MTV. Please welcome the very funny Nikki Glaser.
Hello, how are you? Me too. I flew here a couple days ago from New York City. Whenever I fly, my mom always gets so nervous. She's like, will you call me when you land so I know you got in safely? I'm like, how about I don't call you and you just watch the news later? I feel like you might hear something. I have a roommate in New York. She's not there much anymore because she just got a boyfriend, or she's like super missing, but gonna hope for the best on that one. Her parents keep calling. They're like, have you seen her? I'm like, check Craigslist. That's where I found her. So, trying to help. I'd put up missing posters, but she told me not to use her printer without asking. So, my hands are tied, just like hers. Hope she's okay. Before her, I was living at home with my parents at the age of 26, which is embarrassing to admit unless you're Asian. Yeah. It's totally cool in their culture. It means you're moving home to help out. When you're white, it's just a step above a homeless shelter. Yeah, it was bad. I instantly turned back into the teenager I was when I lived at home in high school. I started shoplifting again. That came back. Watch out, Limited 2. Old habits die hard. I had to move out when my mom found my vibrator. I had the same reaction I did when she found cigarettes in my purse when I was 16. I was like, Mom, it's not mine. I'm holding on to it for a friend. She had the same reaction too, though, because she made me use it until I got sick, so I learned my lesson. Yeah, thank you. 28 now, which as a woman is the age where your body just starts to tell you to have a baby. My hormones are just like, have a baby. My bank account is like, don't you even think about it. Don't you do it. Bank of America emails me every day just to let me know I'm broke. They're not even my bank, so that's kind of annoying. Ugh. I know how I'm doing. Last month I was window shopping at CVS. Things aren't good. Oh, I was just tearing up in aisle 6. Staring down a box of Tampax pearls. Just telling myself, someday, you're gonna treat yourself like a lady. That is not an exaggeration. I was saving up for tampons because I remember having the thought, I hope I'm pregnant this month. I can't do it. That's insane. Because I've had pregnancy scares. One time I told my mom right away, which I'll never do again, because she got excited. She was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a grandmother. And I was like, yeah, until Tuesday. Yeah. Monday was a holiday, yeah. I don't know that I would do that. I probably would. Just because if I do one more, I get one free. So I want to fill up the punch card. Or is that frozen yogurt? I get them confused. There's just so much I want to do before I have kids, like die. And I don't know it's for me. If I do it, I'm going to go the adoption route. I know that, and give them up for adoption because I want to have them. I think they'll be cute. They'll go quick. But I ain't getting pregnant anytime soon. I have the best birth control now. I'm practicing abstinence. I haven't had sex since December because that's when I quit drinking. So that's how that works. I needed to slow down, though. I added up my number recently, and the number of people. I don't like to say what my number is. I like to say my number can drive a rental car. So that's different in every state. I didn't have sex till I was 21, though, because I was saving myself for Jesus, which luckily that was my gardener's name, so that worked out. But, yeah, found a loophole in my dad's rule. He was pissed, but I was like, you hired him. So. I don't know why I waited. And the first guy was not special. He was just the first guy to have a really good argument for why we should. Because I was like, I don't think I'm ready. And he was like, come on. Thank you guys very much.
That was great.
Thank you, Conan.
That's hilarious. That's
Thank
fantastic. Nikki Glaser! Are you learning anything about sex that you didn't know before by doing this show?
Yes, the speed of a man's ejaculate, I just learned.
What?
Yeah, do you know it?
No, I don't know it.
You want to take a guess?
I mean, I've
Take a
never
guess.
used a baseball radar. No. No, so you're talking about the speed
Yes,
with
I know
which
it.
the, comes out.
Yes, you
I
said
have
the word.
no. I mean, Andy, do you want to take a guess?
Well, no, because wouldn't it vary from man to man?
Apparently, I have heard it's a constant.
It's a stable, constant.
Oh,
Just
no,
take a
I don't-
guess.
I don't
Just
know.
take a guess.
12 miles an hour.
That's in a school zone, but
right.
that's a little slow. It is like your children live here, but no, it's 27 miles per hour, which is also
27 miles
Yes!
per hour?
Yes.
27 miles an hour.
Yes, and
That's impressive.
It's
Yeah.
also
Especially if you can get it a mile.
Yeah.
And fill up that whole hour?
It's also
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Did that.
Yeah.
but
Look out, North Hollywood.
Here it comes. So,
But it's also that is the same. It's the same exact. It's like 26 point something, but it's the same exact speed that Usain Bolt ran, like the fastest man alive. It's the same speed as the fastest man that's
Really?
ever run.
Really?
So I figured out that if he was like sprinting full speed and ejaculated while doing so, it would just stay inside him. One of the dumbest things I know. Now you guys know it.
you're trying to find a girl for your boyfriend to have sex with. This is in real life?
This is a real thing, yeah. I had a segment where I interviewed girls to go on a date with my boyfriend and possibly have sex with them. It's a thing that I'm into. No one understands it. We're kind of like gently tipping our toe into an open relationship. And this is how it started. I did not like plan on this. One time we like, I was like talking like kind of like after sex as I hadn't finished. And so I was like trying to like.
Was that your sexy talk right there? Oh,
Like,
okay.
And
sort of like
and I did.
yeah, I got it.
Yes. And I said something like, I could see you like sleeping with another girl someday. I was just talking a game.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, you should tell your boyfriends and husbands this, even if you don't mean it, just to see his reaction, because he reacted like women react when they get proposed to. Like it's the only way to elicit that response in a man. He was like, "Are you serious?" He started crying. I was like, I don't know. He called his dad.
He
I was
called
like,
his
it's 3
dad?
in the morning.
Dad, it happened. I get to have sex with someone else.
He's planning it on Pinterest. It's a whole thing. And,
Now, are you at all afraid? What if he does find? Are you afraid he might find someone else?
nah, what if it happens? It happens. The thing is, I'm tracking him right now.
How are you tracking him?
He doesn't know this. He's here. He's finding this out for the first time. I asked for his location on the Apple. You know Apple.
Yeah.
And they've got it figured out. Well, you can ask for the location. He shared his location with me, not knowing that that's what he agreed to. And so I've been tracking him, and all my friends are like, "Oh my God, are you like trying to catch him cheating on you?" And I'm like, "No, I like to know when he's about to get home so I know when to quit farting." And I just like to know when he's like, I'm like, he's 3 minutes out, I gotta open a window. Turn on a
Get them
fan.
all out.
All right, now, okay. Now, do you want to get married?
No. Mostly because he doesn't want to marry me, but like there's other, I'm not like making a stand as much as I'm like hanging in there, but
Very
it'll
brave.
happen.
Very
Thank
brave
you.
of you, yeah.
I don't necessarily want like a big wedding where I have to like slow dance with my dad in front of all of my friends. Like that's something we do alone together. So I don't want to like punish that, you know? It just would be, you get it. It'd be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, I have to show this. You posted a picture, and I want to show this. a home remedy for migraines.
Yeah.
Because you tried a home remedy for migraines. You get bad migraines, and you posted the picture.
Yeah, this picture.
And this is you with a bag of peas on the back of your neck.
Yes, this doesn't work. Someone on Reddit suggested this and just is like, she did it.
Yeah.
Like,
Why do you
it
have to sit
didn't
in
work.
this?
Yeah, why do you have to sit in the
You
sink?
put your feet in hot water and then you put your head with it was cold. I've tried so many things. I found that Excedrin migraine works really well if not if you take it, but if you jam the bottle into your eye socket as hard as you can. But don't take it because it's shit. But I also the best remedy I found though is using my vibrator on my eye, and this is serious. I use the magic wand, which is like the most powerful vibrator. And you just put it and it just shakes your eye. But here's the thing, I've done this twice now. This is the first time I've done it. The first time I did it, my eye got swollen from all of the vibrating. And this
You're
was on
serious about
Thanksgiving. I was
this?
supposed to fly home on Thanksgiving, but this is how I woke up.
You're
You have
serious? This is a
picture.
real picture of what?
That's
You look. That's insane.
That was me, like, Mom and Dad, I'm not coming home.
That was from you did that to yourself.
Yeah, and my boyfriend says I look like a character from Lord of the Rings. I don't know it. Gothmog?
I think
We
Gothmog. I think we have a picture of God.
Yeah, that's it. He nailed it. That's true.
That's how he looks that way. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You look lovely,
Thank you.
sexy, the whole package. I'm just going to
God.
say it, yeah.
I'm wearing underwear, and I
Why
just want you to
why does
know
that need to be stated?
People get psyched when you're not. Guys do. My boyfriend has been mentioning recently about his ex-girlfriend. Like, he'll just drop little factoids. The other day he goes, you know, she just never wore panties, like, ever. Like, isn't that weird? And I was like, she sounds poor. Like, why don't you?
It doesn't sound erotic to you. It sounds like...
No, it's 5 for 25 at Victoria's Secret. Like, get on it. It's very easy. And I don't know. I've just always wore underwear. I don't know. It's kind of been like my thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
that's always just been my thing. But I did the other day. I tried no underwear all day, and it was hot. I have to admit, it was sexy. It was just because I shit my pants like early on in the afternoon, and so I had to ditch that thong
So
in
it
a
wasn't all
Starbucks
day.
bathroom.
Yeah.
It was just,
It's a good point. It wasn't all day.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and but I was like, this is sexy. Like, I got it, you know.
Right.
So and it's just a lot of pressure. I just turned 28 in June of 2012, and so being in this town, it's hard. The more I'm here, the more I'm like, the most likely scenario for me to be discovered in LA is like naked in a marsh. You know what I mean?
Why do you say that? No, that's an odd thing to say.
You know, that's just the reality of it. I'm just a scared woman. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't run at night because you can't, you shouldn't. It's very dangerous as a woman.
Right.
I see women running at night, and so a part of me is like, go girl, but the other part's like, inside. Like, it's scary. 9 out of 10 times there's a guy chasing them. Every time you just start looking, even if it's a guy walking his dog in the same direction behind her, still chasing.
Yeah.
Still chasing. I'll roll down my window. I'll be like, leave her alone. He's just like picking up dog shit. Like, what did I do?
So you have a pretty dark vision of what could happen to you here in LA.
Yes, every time I walk into a grocery store where you see the security footage like at you, I always kind of like suck in because I'm like, maybe this is my final moment. You know, this will be a Nancy Grace this weekend. Like, I have
to say, I watch so many of those shows, like, and she was never seen again, that I do think about that. Like, you're always seeing that security.
With my little Target basket, like, just like that was my last moment. So I just got to look my best always.
You know, I worry about you because these are very, very dark thoughts.
Yeah.
What is the bright spot in your life? I understand you got a new dog, is that right?
I do. I have a dog, and the new one, is such a bright spot. I will say, though, I hate to say this, I can tell she's been abused before just because I did it. And so I can just tell when you know that you did, and she knows that I did it.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I gotta stop. She's very kickable. She's so small.
Oh, no.
No,
People won't go for this.
oh, go for it. Come on. She's still a rescue. I just kick her. No, oh my God, I'm gonna get so many tweets.
Yeah.
But bring them. I love my dogs so much. This is what I think about is like I already am like worried about them dying, and they're 1 and 2, and I already have a plan. Like Jennifer Aniston is my favorite person in the world, and her dog died, and she got his name tattooed on her foot, and I thought it's sweet. I like it, and I'm gonna do it. I already know like one on here, one in here, and I'm putting them down next week because I just want it soon. You know, like it's
Right.
flip-flop season.
Exactly.
You can't
Especially
wait.
you're gonna be,
You really want that tattoo now.
You want to show it up before winter comes.
Exactly, and they want me to be happy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and this brings you happiness. You know what? You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Now, you say you love Jennifer Aniston, and you really do. She's your favorite celebrity.
Ever. I mean, I feel like we all feel like we know her and she's our friend. And I do a really good impression of her that I just want to do. I don't do impressions, but this one is like pretty great. Okay, so it's very subtle. See if you can catch it. That's it. That's all that
Really? Oh, that's good. Get in there. Get that camera. That's really good.
You guys are great.
That's really great.
Thank you.
That's so fantastic.
Thank you. She's my fave.
Oh, my Lord.
She is, I drink smart water because of her, because that's the missing link between our lives. And
You think you're like her in every way except that so you drink the smart
I gotta
water.
drink the smart water because I know she's doing it. But here's one thing I won't do. She's the face of Aveeno. She's not using Aveeno. I don't buy that first. If you're buying Aveeno products from Walgreens thinking that she's been in the same room as a bottle of that garbage, you're insane. She hasn't been at Walgreens since '93, first of all. But we're just like, she wouldn't use what you use to wash her face on her asshole. Like she wouldn't use Aveeno product. I guarantee you. But we're just like, so no one told you that she uses baby stem cells. She doesn't. But
Yeah, okay. But you love her. Yeah,
but I love her. But I hate celebrity endorsements. And let me just say, I've got two that I really am furious about. First of all, Adam Levine has a line of clothing that he designed for women at Kmart. Okay?
Is that true? I didn't know that.
It's true. It's
Is that
true.
true?
Oh my God.
And it's all under the pretense of like, oh, if I wear this, Adam Levine would me, but it's more like, oh, he'd spit on you, and they're like, we'll take it. You know, like It's like Kmart. And then the Kardashians have a line of clothes at Sears.
Yeah.
Which I'm positive. I don't even think that's malicious. I don't even think they know that they have it. Like, I think there's no way they know what Sears is. You know, this is how I think that deal went down, and they're victims. I feel like someone came to them and was like, girls, do you want to do a clothing line for Sears? And they just thought for Sears was short for seriously. And so,
Totally.
Sears. We'd love to do a clothing line for Sears.
For Sears?
Yeah.
Totes
Just
for
sign
Sears.
here.
So that's my theory.
Oh my God. You're absolutely hilarious. I love it when you come on the show.
I love you so much, both of you. I just have to say, like, this show is the reason I do stand up. I've never been able to say it on air to you, but I've told you a million times. I am obsessed with you.
Oh.
And you.
Well, thank you.
But
Thank
like
you.
I watched your 5-year anniversary special on YouTube the other day. I had it memorized.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And then they were playing the roll before the thing that shows all the clips, and I was just I knew it all, and I love you, and so I think this is like a make-a-wish for me. I'm dying. It's the bad news. That's the bad news, guys.
Well, if it got me those compliments, I don't care.
Yes.
We'll remember
That was
you
really
in your
sweet of you to
prominent
say.
mark.
Thank you so much.
It's truthful.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
I
Yeah.
really try hard.
You do? Do you?
I do. I try so hard. I just did the roast of Bruce Willis, and
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they say some really mean stuff, and I've done one of the roasts before, and I knew going into this Willis roast that they like the first roast I did, they called me. They say if you're a woman, they either say old, fat, or ugly, and so they called me a horse face a lot.
Oh, that's not
Or
right.
maybe they said I had a whore's face, but I don't know which one. That sounds nicer. But
let's hope it's whore's face.
I would
yeah.
love that. And because that's the thing is like I also have a reputation as like a sex comic, so I was like, oh, they're gonna call me like a dumb whore, which I'm not. They can say that, but I'm not a dumb whore. I was in AP English, so I
Right.
know that I'm not. But yeah, they went after me and said some things that hurt, and it affected my self-esteem a little
Really?
bit.
I don't get what they. I mean, I think you are.
They said I looked like Owen Wilson, which I see it. I so see it. It's all this stuff gets to me. I didn't do some jokes that I wanted to do that I would like to share, and it defeats the purpose of the fact that I didn't do it. But I didn't do it that night because, I was gonna say I feel close to Bruce Willis because I feel like I look just off enough to maybe be one of his daughters. And I mean that we're so almost hot. Like, we're so close to hot.
Okay.
I'm saying we're hot, but we're not just like we are. Our dad's DNA won out over our hot moms in the end. Like, it was a battle in there. And everyone's like, you can't say that to them. And I'm like, they're hot. And I'm saying I'm one of them. Like, we're so close. And because we're not totally hot, we have personalities. So thank God.
Yeah.
That's why I have a sense of humor.
Yes.
It's because I was... Thank you for confirming that.
It's true.
It's true.
You have to have struggles as when you're as a youth. If you're good-looking people. When I see someone who's good-looking and they're funny, it infuriates me.
I know.
'Cause I think you don't get to have both.
You shouldn't. And I was like a gross child. Like I had a really beautiful sister, and everywhere my mom took us, people would stop my mom and be like, this child needs to be a model about my sister. And I would literally like creep from behind my mom's legs like Nosferatu, like, what should I be? Just waiting for anything. And they were like, oh God.
And what about me?
What's my future hold? I was so gross. And they would always try to be nice, and they'd be like, oh, and you should be a model train enthusiast or learn a skill because I do all the stuff. I've done Botox.
You've done Botox?
Oh yeah, and I'll do it again. I don't have it now, but listen, girls, get it done. It doesn't make you look younger, but if you get these two lines right here, this is where you hold all your empathy, so it'll take it out for you. And it's so fun to just look psychotic for a while and you literally are like operating like a psychopath. I couldn't be, I feel like I'm an open wound all the time, just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm sorry your mom died. And just like, well, I'll miss her very much. People are like, did you kill her? What is going on with your face?
Now, have you tried other stuff? I mean...
Oh, dude. Okay, so I got my lips done in December. They're gone. Don't look for them. They're so gone. My body... I know. You gotta get in there. My body... They said your body metabolizes them, and I was like, that was the most expensive meal of my life. God.
How much? Can I just ask, how much does it cost to get your lips done?
$800, okay? And, okay, so I almost didn't do it.
Right.
But I prepaid. I made the mistake of prepaying. The doctor walked in, and I wanted to back out immediately because you know how they say, like, never trust a skinny chef? Well, they should also say, never trust a plastic surgeon who looks like a shiny cat. Because this woman looked so insane. She looked like a newborn Grinch. It was so... She should have called in sick this day.
Yeah.
It was weird. But I was like, I don't want to do it. And then she goes, listen, don't worry, it'll be fine. She goes, pick out the lips you want. She handed me a book of before and afters. She was like, which ones do you want? And I was like, oh, I found some that were pretty subtle. And I was like, those. And then she was like, well, that's a vagina. And so that's what we went with. And yeah.
Okay.
I was, listen.
Was it smiling?
Yeah.
Oh, I could talk about, like, I was actually a picture of my vagina. I was like, can you match that? Because I feel like God screwed up with me. He pulled from the wrong lip bin. Like, I
Right.
got down here what I want up here, and I got up here what I want down there. And I know that I wasn't planning on talking about this, but why not? Okay, you know how
Is Bob Newhart, has he left the building?
let's get him back. Okay, you know how when most girls stand, it's just a line? Well, for me, and I know you're like, what's the ghastly alternative to a line? Well, mine looks like a hastily packed suitcase. Like, that's kind of what a Costanza wallet for the Seinfeld aficionados in the room. Thank you, she hears me. It's fine.
A hastily packed suitcase.
Yes. And
Yeah, but that's exciting. You're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Quick vacation.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've never looked at it that way.
And when you open it up, clothes and socks go flying out. My God.
I don't know what I've admitted to, but it's fine.
Why don't you come back like every day?
I
You're
would
always
love
hilarious.
to.
You're hilarious when you come on. Please come
Thank
back.
you so much. I love you.
Wow. What's going on? Is there a guy in your life right now?
Oh my God, no, there always is. I'm like, no, it's off. I'm 34, and my happiness is determined by if like a guy I have a crush on watches my Instagram story. Is anyone in that boat? Where like if they don't, you're meaner to your dogs that day. Like that's not a good place to be. So I'm grateful to be here, Conan. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I think you're hilarious, and I also I find you very, very attractive. You're a very attractive woman.
That means so much to me coming from you.
Really?
Everything you just said. This is my Make-A-Wish. I'm pretty sure
That's what this show is now, by the way. I'm dying. You can go see Conan.
Truly,
It's only 30 minutes. It's fine. Yeah. Then you go right back to treatment. But no, it's so nice to have you here. You know, it's funny because I was thinking about the last time you were here, you were talking so much about the ways in which you're not happy about your appearance,
Yeah.
which I think is very common for everybody. But you last time were saying that you had your lips
I
done.
had my lips
and
done.
you were not happy.
No, and I haven't done it again. I did it only because I got trolled. Like on Instagram, I posted something about Trump, and some troll was just like, "Shut up, you thin-lipped bitch." And I was like, oh, they know it. They see it. I've always known that about myself. Like, I know I'm a TLB, but I didn't know anyone else knew. And you're like, damn it, I gotta fix it so that he changes his mind about me. And so I spent $800.
You were seeking the approval.
Yeah.
You were seeking the approval
Of her
of this
future husband.
horrible
Of
person.
Sugar Daddy 86, and it worked. He's a Hillary supporter now. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't change anything. What you do is you fix what they make fun of you about, and then they can't say that anymore, but then they find something else, which usually I'm used to getting like, shut up. They usually are just like, you don't have an ass, you flat ass whore. And I'm just like, oh, I've been dealing without having an ass my whole life. Like, I've never had an ass. I grew up in the age of J-Lo. It's been a problem my whole life. Like, I usually just go, I lost it in the war. And then people don't know what to say to that. I've never had a butt.
Yeah, how does that work? How do you lose your ass in the war?
I sat on a landmine.
I saved everyone in my company. Get out of the way, boys. My ass is here
Yeah.
to save the day.
Yeah, I've never had an ass in it, and it, you know, it hurts to sit. Among
You can
other
hear
things.
it on a metal chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel good, but I don't care about like that anymore. I'm used to getting that because there's nothing I can do about it. I look like I'm carrying around 2 cell phones in my back pockets at all times. It's not a good look. I once actually had sweatpants made, you know, juicy sweatpants that say juicy on the butt.
Yeah.
I used to have a show on Comedy Central, and as a gift, they all made sweatpants for me that said sorry on the butt because they really did it. I've always wanted to have them because I do feel like I owe someone an apology. You know what? I usually feel fine about not having an ass. Like, I've really embraced it. Like, you get it. You don't have one. And
No, listen, first
You
of all, 100% correct.
You don't.
I have thin lips, and I have absolutely no butt. It's been discussed many times,
Yeah.
and people on my staff constantly ridicule me for there's nothing there, I've tried, nothing.
yes.
What does I've tried mean? I'm sorry.
No. You've done squats. Like people are always like, do more squats.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I
there's
could
nothing.
do 100,000 squats a day.
Yes.
Nothing would change. There's no musculature there to develop.
No, I know.
There's nothing there.
That's why I've always felt connected to you. I remember one time back in like, I
Wait a
swear
minute.
to God.
I
during
thought you were a fan of my work.
Yeah.
I like that you have to be Velcroed to your seat.
I just remember you like talking about having a long back in the day, and I was like, I have one too. I can make it in showbiz as well. Conan did it.
Yeah,
so
I did it, so anyone
appreciate
can do it.
Yeah. You're.
Now, let me get this straight, because I do find you hilarious and attractive. I'm told you're single again. Are you single by choice?
I mean, yeah, it sucks. I have to wear makeup all the time because I'm single. I can't risk taking this out and about barefaced. You walk out of your, I can't trust that someone's gonna like see my inner beauty in line at CVS if I have no makeup on. They're not gonna like sense that I'm a good friend or like I'm funny or I do anal. Like they're not gonna know any of my best traits just by looking at my face.
You could
without
get a
makeup.
T-shirt that said specifically
That's right.
about that
get
last
that
part.
made.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
The message could be given somehow. You say you're very reliant on makeup. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
I
all the
only
time.
wear makeup for the show and then go out, and if it's a guy, I'm just like, look, and of course I've been married forever, and I just think no one's worried about this. They're just like,
Right.
yep, there it is. What are you gonna do? But
Yeah.
you say you put a lot of work into it.
I can't leave the house without it because if, let's say I go to the bank, I don't go to the bank, but like, let's say I throw on contour just to direct deposit a check in my living room, you know? Like I take a picture just in case there's a break-in and I have like a vibe with my assailant. I wear makeup all the time just in case that I meet the man that I'm meant to be with. And like, I just don't trust that if a man that I'm meant to be with sees me without makeup, he's gonna look at me and go like, that's a man I'm not meant to be with. Because
Wait, you
that's
think you
what-
look like a man without makeup?
Conan, I know I look like a man without makeup. I've been saying this for years and people go, no, you're beautiful. And I'm like, no, I'm a hot dude. Like I'm a better looking guy almost. And then it was proven to me, this is true. Okay, I did this new show on Netflix called Historical Roast. It's coming out next year. Jeff Ross created it. It's like, comedians dressing up as dead celebrities and then roasting each other in heaven.
Right.
So Jeff Ross asked me to do it. He asked me, he goes, do you want to play Princess Diana? And I'm like, yeah. As a 30-year-old blonde lady who loves blazers, like, sign me up. That's
Right.
like my dream.
What an iconic person to get to play.
Yes.
Yeah, of
I was
course.
practicing, I was getting into character, I was practicing the accent, I was dabbling in bulimia. Like, I was really Daniel Day-Lewising it. And then I find out, so I get the offer sent to me, I agree to it, and then in the fine print, it's like, for the role of Kurt Cobain. And I was like, what? What happened to my dream?
They switched it? Why'd they switch it?
He was just like, we thought it'd be funnier.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a prank show.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I can play a dude. So I show up to set and I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna get into this. And I go to hair and makeup and I'm like, I'm ready to be transformed into a man. And they throw in a wig and I'm like, yeah. And then I go to makeup and I'm like, I'm ready. And they're like, you're good. And I swear to God,
sorry.
I didn't wear any makeup to be a man. They were
Really?
just like, your face is fine. I was like, do you want to put on stubble? They're like, we might need to take some away.
I think we have a picture here
Yeah,
of you
there's
as
a
Kurt
picture of me.
Cobain.
Look
We
how
have a
hot-
photograph
dude,
here.
Look how hot I am.
Okay, you look really hot.
grown.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh, I've referenced that picture for myself.
Right.
You brought up some imagery that was quite shocking, and then I couldn't go anywhere without people talking to me about it. They loved it,
Yeah.
but I want to just bring it up because I'm wondering if your thinking on this matter has evolved at all. First, take us through what you said last time.
Well, I didn't plan on even talking about that. I stood up and described my vagina to you guys because.
Not these people. These are these.
Yeah, we
These
brought you
people
all
weren't there.
back.
Yeah.
The
we brought
support group.
Yeah, it's a support group. We brought everyone who saw. Everyone who was there.
So.
It's all a group of people who feel bad about Nikki's vagina.
You you should. It's okay, just to catch you guys up. I'm not one of these girls that just like when they stand, it's just like a little line, and it's like, what could be in there? Mine's like I described it last time as a hastily packed suitcase, and I think that was the imagery that really stuck.
Yeah, that's the image got in my head.
Well,
And it's in there about every 45 minutes. And I think that was like a year and a half ago.
well, I get people going. I got so many emails and stuff from girls after that who related and were like, "Girl, I'm late for my flight too." And there are so many women like me out there with vaginas like mine, and we feel alone because you don't see vaginas out and about that look like yours when you have one like mine, especially in porn. And I think that's the main place you see lots of vaginas, you know. And
They tend to show up.
Right.
yeah.
A lot more than you see at Target, for sure.
That's true. Like I don't see vaginas the first time I was like seeing other vaginas was porn, and I go, where's mine? Like I never saw mine
You never
represented.
saw one that looked like yours.
Yeah, I felt like a young black girl watching Disney movies. I'm like, make one with me. Why don't you guys? Why haven't you made one with me in it? Oh, you did, and there's a frog. I'm a frog half the time. Cool,
Yeah,
thanks. But there are so many girls like me, and now I see them because I spy on girls in my locker room at the gym, and I see a lot of hermit crabs looking for new shells, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not alone. It makes me feel so. Yeah.
You just replaced the suitcase with something much worse. That's,
I'm like,
okay.
get back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a vagina like mine. Like, there's just a lot to deal with. Masturbation becomes a problem. Like, there's just so much to get through, and even finding my clitoris. I mean, I know that's a whole thing of like, well, where is it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know where.
You don't know where your clitoris is.
I don't blame men. I'm confused. I have to I have to go through it like a Rolodex. Like, I pretend I'm an 80s secretary. I'm like, I'll have that number for you, sir. And I look.
I believe it's under siege.
And
You could use a Post-it. You know?
That would be hilarious to keep my space with a Post-it. I'm gonna use that, a bookmark, to remember where it is. But yeah, it makes masturbation. I mean, here I go again. Like, I wasn't even planning this, but like, I'm so frustrated by masturbating recently. Like, it takes me so much. And I think it's because I got a lot going on down there. But man, I use like 3 different toys. I'm sitting on one just because it's like, it's there and I don't want to neglect it. So I'm like, I'll just sit on it.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got it on a dimmer switch, so I'm working it with my elbow. Then I got something in me. I got something on my clit. I feel like a one-man band, and I really do. I feel like there should be a monkey on my shoulder with a tambourine collecting change from passers-by.
Wow, that was some incredible mime work you just did.
That's exactly how I feel, and I'm so jealous of guys. Whenever I masturbate, I'm always just like, it's so easy to be a guy. You just do that. That's so easy
Well,
compared
first
to
of all, it doesn't come out of our chest.
I just didn't want to get too.
I don't know what guys you've been seeing at the circus, but rip, we're never gonna air this.
This is so easy.
This is gonna be one of
That's why I did it up here, Conan.
This is gonna be one of Stop doing that.
I'm sorry. But this is literally the symbol for when something's easy. You go, it's easy. That's how easy masturbation is for men. It's like
We've only done. Stop it.
I'm sorry, Conan. I'm so sorry.
We need to have a nun backstage who can rush out here, start hitting you with a cane or something. You look very sexy.
Thank you. I'm trying so hard. It's like you have to. I'm single, so you like have to look hot all the time.
Does that see?
It's true.
I've been married a long time, and I have never felt the need to be hot.
Yeah.
And first of all, when I was single, I didn't feel that need, but now. For you,
As a guy, you don't need it. And like, even when you're single as a guy, your personality is enough. As a woman, your personality is just like, it's an afterthought. You need to just lead with looks. I'm reading all these books about how to trick a man into loving you. And
That is such an unhealthy field of books.
Yeah.
no, they work.
Do they
They're
work?
working for my friends, and they're like, why men love bitches. I didn't read that one, but I just started like yelling at baristas more, and it hasn't been working.
Isn't working for you?
And then there's one I'm reading right now called Fake It Till You Kill Yourself, and I can't wait to finish it because all these books tell you, they're like, sorry girls, but your personality, like, stop working on it, it doesn't matter. Like, you have to look bangable all the time. Like, remind men that they want to put their penises in you, even at like the bank. Like, you have to like, you should just bend over. Like, I should just be in line at the bank like this. Like, just be you have to be presenting all the time to men to remind them that they can have sex with you. And it's exhausting, and it sucks. But I understand it.
It's
like,
tough on the low back, too, I would think. This
Really?
whole area,
Conan?
you're constantly presenting.
You
Is this doing anything for you right now, Nikki?
It's not doing it.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, and there's a way to stand as a woman too, where you can just be like way hotter. I learned this when I was on Dancing with the Stars because I just have bad posture. I'm always just like, And if you try to make yourself a centaur, like this is hurting so bad, but everyone in here wants to me. Like it's just undeniable. But if you're always like this as a woman, you will be more attractive to men. It's exhausting. It hurts so bad. And that's the thing. I'm so tired of being a woman. I have to be honest with you. Like,
it's exhausting.
It is so exhausting, Conan. I got a sense of what it's like to be a man when I played Kurt Cobain on this show called Historical Roast. I talked about it last time I was here.
Yeah, and you dressed up like Kurt Cobain, and you looked a lot like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, it was like I was a dude for the night. It was awesome. I got paid more. I didn't see that coming. But like, I was manspreading because I just felt like that was the way to do it. I can't do it in this dress now.
No,
but
you
know
cannot.
what it's
No.
like. You like, and women get mad at men when they do it because we're like, they're taking up space. It's like, isn't it enough for you? But it's really about their balls. Like, I feel like it's about your balls, and like you're giving your balls room, and I understand that. However, we have stuff to air out too. I've got an accordion that needs to be like aired out.
Yeah.
So why do we have to be all bunchy? And you guys, I mean, I know it gets wet down there for you, but it gets wet for us down there too. And yours is because you don't wipe well enough. Mine is because I walked by a guy who was walking his dog and he said, "Good girl," and now I'm saturated the rest of the day. So, is any of this checking out?
This is just whenever I have moments like this, it's like, call Boston and don't let mom watch the show tonight.
Sorry.
I love that Nikki Glaser. She plays the accordion. You mentioned that you were on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Didn't that help your dating game? Because
Dude, I thought it would. I seriously took that gig because I was like, oh, good, it's an excuse to dress like a slut on TV. Like, I'm done. Girls are dying for excuses to do that.
And the men are very attractive on that show,
They're
right?
so hot and stupid. They're like they're not all stupid, but I'm sorry to the men that are on that show, but they're just so hot, and I love a hot guy, and I keep thinking I can get a hot guy, and I really, like, I get duped. Here's this new trend that's happening with me is like hot guys that I thought were way out of my league will DM me. Like ex-Bachelor contestants are sliding into my DMs to be like, let's hang out. And I'm like, is this my Make-A-Wish? Like, what is happening right now? I mean, these are solid 10s, and I'm fine. I'm like a comedy 9, so I do all right.
I forgot we had a sliding scale. You
Yeah.
were a very attractive woman. There's no reason why you can't be with one of these guys.
Thank you for that. I just couldn't even imagine in my wildest dreams that one of these guys would want to bang me. But I go, oh, you know what? Maybe I've become famous enough, and they are interested, whatever. So then I'm hanging out with this guy from The Bachelor, and I'm like waiting for him to make his move because I've seen his work on Bachelor in Paradise. He goes after what he wants. And he's
you did your research. You watched the tape like any good quarterback. You watched the tape.
Yeah.
You know what you're dealing with.
I knew exactly what I was getting with him, and he wasn't doing anything. So I eventually was like, "Are we gonna bang or what?" And he was like, "Oh, I wanted to start a podcast with you," and which was devastating. And I was like, "Can we have sex and do a podcast like about?" I really pitched that, and he was like, "No, I really respect you comedically." And I was like, "Could you ever disrespect me sexually? Can you laugh at my jokes and call me a dumb whore?" I don't know.
You just taped the Alec Baldwin roast.
Yes.
And I heard you were hilarious. You had great jokes.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin was one
Yeah.
of the, NBA superstar,
man.
Blake Griffin. And you like Blake Griffin. He's a very good-looking, very talented man.
I don't know anything about sports. I really don't, but he's so hot. And I know that he played for the Clippers and now he plays for the Pistons, and
Yeah.
which I don't know about sports. I just know that that's not good. And so I thought maybe I had a chance, and I got seated next to him during the roast because I asked for it, and so that was advantageous. And so I go up there, and all of my jokes about him, if you watch it, are just about how much I want to have sex with him. And it was all fun, and he laughed, and ha ha ha, and I sit back down, and then he gets up to do his set, and it's all about how he would never have sex with me.
Oh.
Like, ever.
Oh, my God.
And then we had to sit next to each other for the next 3 hours and act like everything was okay. And it was.
That must have been, he's kidding, they're jokes, but...
Yeah, are they? And it was so tough because afterwards, I was kind of bummed out. I was like, oh, that didn't feel great. And then my friend, who was a writer for the roast, was like, I really like that one joke he did where he says that you look like the hairdresser of someone he might have sex with. And I go, he didn't say that. And she goes, oh, sorry. And I'm like, just stop adding to it.
That one didn't make it.
Yeah. It was Robert De Niro was there.
Yeah, wait, Robert De Niro was there.
I know. He's my favorite Al Pacino character. I just love him so much. I don't know any of his stuff. Uh-huh. It's pretty pathetic. Like, I did say that I learned a lot about him. I only know him from his most recent films, which, like, they're the type of movies that Netflix asks, are you still watching, after the credits? And, or after the opening credits. But, so I did find out about him that his father was gay and an artist.
I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, and so he decided to honor his father late in his career by only accepting roles that suck. Isn't that cool?
Oh, my God. Okay.
These work better if I read them and present them.
You keep these in your boot?
Yeah, because I always keep some tried and true roast jokes. Caitlyn Jenner, I went after her pretty hard for just being like a bad mother. There's so much to go after her for, and I just wanted to tap into the fact that she she kind of abandoned one family to go to the other one. And I said, Stevie Wonder sees his kids more than you do.
Oh, my God. Good Lord.
I know.
Good Lord.
I know.
And so it didn't work out with Blake Griffin, huh?
Yeah, well, people kept reminding Blake that I was not attractive. Blake said that I looked like Larry Bird. And that kind of laugh doesn't feel good. It was fun.
I love that you got them in your boot.
I just didn't want to forget any of those, yeah.
You didn't. You got
I know.
them all.
I think I got them all.
Netflix special is coming out, Nikki Glaser banging. You excited about this?
I'm so excited about it. What I've decided to do with this special is really get across some messages that I've been wanting to tell men, but I'm too scared to tell it to their face because it's hard to communicate. So this is kind of a special for, girls to put on and laugh really hard to let their boyfriends know, oh yeah, you shouldn't me when I'm dry. That's mainly the big problem stuff. We're getting when we're dry way too much. It's an epidemic facing this nation. It's, even my gynecologist uses lube, and I do feel insulted when she does. I'm like, I can get there. Tell me how much you make a year. But even she. Yeah.
Is this going to air? Is this going to go on television?
None of this ever
This is like a family network we have.
It's all very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very
These
helpful.
are public
Yeah,
health tips.
Yeah, and I have a whole thing about which can you even say that? Going down, I have a whole thing about going down on women where guys need to be doing it more, and a lot of guys like think that they can just be like, no, I don't do that, and it's like, well, why? And they're like, I don't really like it. I'm like, do you think I like doing that to you and having my throat poked and like sounding like I have strep throat all week because I like you? It's like, no, I don't enjoy that, so you do it to me too. I really have a whole bit about like you need to be. Oh, Conan, I'm so sorry. I can't even.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I respect you so much.
No.
I do.
No, you're not. You're not sorry for a second.
I really am.
No, you're not. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Andy's learning a lot.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna write down notes as I watch it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pause it. Yeah.
Sucking.
Okay.
You need to be.
We're out of. Is that a yes or a no to the last thing?
You have to be. You have to be. And girls are always like, how do I tell my boyfriend? How do I do it? And there's this weird thing that you can do. It's very subtle when they're going down on you. Just go suck my and just tell them. It'll change your life. Was this good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is my final show.
I've been.
Nikki Glaser banging. Hey, listen, by the way,
Thank
when you
you.
have Nikki Glaser on the show, this is what you get.
I know, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
I am, Conan. I love you, and I don't want to disrespect your show.
You're not disrespecting my show.
Okay,
You're
good.
educating a
Okay,
very
good.
uptight Catholic boy about how the world has changed. You look fantastic, as always. You really do.
Thank you. I really try for this show. I really do.
You make more of an effort for our show.
I really do. This means a lot to me to be here. So I tried to look as wet as possible. That's like the new look as wet as you might be on the inside, on the outside. That is the makeup trend, dewy.
Is it real? Is it? That's the way. It's real. People seem to be agreeing with
Girls,
you that that's.
no, look wet. Like look like you're look amphibious. Like I got jealous of a salamander the other day. I'm like, what is she doing? Because you are, and it works because people like I spray stuff on my face at the end of my makeup to give it like a wet look. And people are tricked. Like you'll wear it out, and guys don't know makeup, so they'll just be like, Nikki, you're glowing. And I'm just like, yeah, I sprayed a varnish on my face that's usually used to seal dicks. It's not some sort of inner radiance. I'm really sad.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Do they ever just think you're sweaty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
If I did that, people would think I was having a heart attack. They would. You know, you talk about this all the time when you come on our show. You talk about your struggles in your dating life.
Yeah.
I always say I'm shocked because I find you're a very attractive and talented person.
Thanks.
But are you on the dating apps?
Yeah.
Because there used to be just regular dating apps. Now I'm told, told that there's a celebrity dating app.
There is. It's called Raya.
Raya, okay.
And you got to be a celebrity. You don't need to be a celebrity. Like there's a couple celebrities here and there. I'm on it just to find Ben Affleck. I'm just swiping for Benny Boy. I like a guy who's going through something, you know.
Do you think he's on? You don't think he's on it? Is he on it?
I'm not allowed to say because I want to stay on.
Okay, all right.
But he may be.
Right.
You know, there's rumblings, guess who just got on, you know? So.
I got on accidentally. I just want to say that now.
You're just there.
I was there
fun.
for 3 months accidentally.
Yeah, it's mainly just DJs jumping off of yachts. That's kind of what it is. It's just guys vacationing too much. You're really confused about what they do for work. But every single guy, men look terrible on dating apps, and I've swiped left on guys that I've slept with before and been like, I would never, and he's like, you did. Because you guys look terrible on these because they're all based on pictures.
Right.
Men don't take pictures of themselves. themselves,
Right.
and you don't have guy friends helping you out. That's why women kill it on these apps. We have so many pictures of ourselves. Our girlfriends are constantly helping us out. Guys don't have guy friends being like, dude, you look so hot right now. Like, just stand still. Like, the way the sun is hitting your eyes, just
You're right.
twirl
No one-
this sunbrella real quick. Like, no one's helping
Andy
me.
has never done that for me.
No,
Lick your lips, Conan, quick.
that is a good look for you. Yeah, you need to help each other because you look so stupid on these apps. And there's a classic picture that every guy does where he's at a wedding, and which is actually the best picture you're gonna have of yourself, not your own, but like that would be a bad look.
Yeah.
But
This is my dating app. Here I am with my wife on the day we got married.
Bride's face blurred out.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he is marriage material. He's done it before.
Yeah.
But no, it's like a guy like at a wedding. A lot of guys post this picture where they're like doing some kind of signature dance move that they're like known for, but it really means they don't have a personality. And so they've built one around being able to do the worm in college. and no one likes the worm guy ever, but it's always this picture where he's like, ugh, and there's a big beer stain on his shirt. And you think you're putting that out there like, I'm the life of the party. But really, I see that and I'm like, you're the liability of the party. Like, you haven't been doing arms lately. You can't support the worm anymore. You're gonna hit your face on the floor, bleed everywhere, knock out a tooth, and ruin Denise's
You
day.
don't have the core for the worm.
Yes,
Yeah, you do
no,
not have it.
I hate the worm. I hate that guy.
You're very funny, and I'm curious if that intimidates men when you're dating them. Do you find that some men find it a little like, oh my God, she's so funny, I'm not sure that I can partner up with this woman?
I didn't think that was the case, but I recently read an article. My friend, another female comic, sent me an article called Why Men Don't Like Funny Women. And it was more devastating than most climate change reports to me because there's science that backs it up. And it was from, I forget the public, I think it was from the Atlantic Ocean. It was a Waterlog 17 magazine that my friend, no, it was from the Atlantic. And I actually checked the research on it because I brought it into my therapist's office to cry about it, being like, do you see what I'm talking about? Like, men don't like funny women. And she was like, let me check that. And she got back to me about it. She like checked the research and she's like, yeah, this isn't looking good for you. Like, we should look into women because here's what they found, and this is true. So men and women look for the same thing in the opposite sex. They say looks first and then sense of humor second.
Right.
But the thing is, men and women define sense of humor differently in the opposite sex. Women define sense of humor in a man as a man who makes them laugh, and men define sense of humor in a woman as a woman who laughs at their jokes. So that, yeah.
Really?
Yes. And I
Well, are you
can't-
booing that?
It's just
Are you booing
true.
that theory?
Oh, I've known it forever. I
Yeah.
love cackling at a hot guy with a pun. Like, the easiest way, you just go, and make it look like you're orgasming, kind of. Remind them of that. Like, it's all just science.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you really think that's true?
I really think it's true, Conan, because it makes sense. Like, a funny woman is just a yappy broad. And I'm one of the yappiest broads going. And I think guys are just kind of like, we don't need it that. Like, it's biological because I think that, I don't know, I think men, when they're on stage, especially male comedians, clean up in the woman department. And guys who are funny because we're attracted to a guy with a sense of humor, especially a guy who stands on stage, commanding the attention of an audience, controlling their emotions. I think our cavewoman brain is just kind of like, he's the tribe leader. Like, he will protect me during wartime and famine, and then...
Which no comedian would ever do.
None of them.
We're horrible people.
That's so true. Never. But
It's such a disparity between what they're putting out there and what they really
my
are.
God,
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, that actually reminds me of, I saw the movie San Andreas where like The Rock is saving his family the entire time.
Right.
And I'm like, I need to find a man who will rescue me when a catastrophic weather event happens. Like, that's the only way to survive one of those is to be married to The Rock. And so, and I'm thinking about, I really do want a man that I can just wait and he'll come and get me, because my dad used to be that guy for me, but now he lives in St. Louis, I'm in New York, it's gonna take him a while to get to me. Also, I'm bumped down on his list. He has grandkids now. Still ahead of my mom, because
Right.
I fought for that position. I kissed my dad on the lips until I was 26. So it's a true story. I'm not even joking, you, Conan. My dad is backstage. Sorry,
wow,
Dad.
yeah.
But yeah. One day I was like, Dad, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, we kiss on the lips in this family. And I'm like, then why haven't you kissed Mom in a decade? So, like, why am I getting all of it? But my point is that I'm thinking, like, I need a guy like The Rock. And then I'm like, I don't even know that The Rock could do what he did in that movie. I just picture The Rock, like, an earthquake happening, and he'll probably just sprint out of his mansion with his, like, awards and his protein powders, and maybe Kevin Hart under one arm. I don't even think a guy...
I got the awards, I got Kevin Hart, let's get out of here.
The car's full of chicken breasts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah.
I do feel, though, that when men watch a woman kind of just, like, I'm on stage with a microphone. I'm good at comedy. That doesn't take away from it. It just isn't arousing to men to have a woman be like, my itches, or, you know, whatever incel communities on Reddit think my special was about. But it does itch, Conan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This happens every time, and it doesn't, but that's what men kind of hear when I'm talking, I feel like. And
It's not what I was hearing. Last time you were here, you were talking about, and I say this to you every time, and I mean it, and we've talked about this, you are a very attractive person, and yet you find fault with your anatomy.
Yeah.
In specific ways, which I think
yeah.
is like, that's a trap to do that. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
Rather than just to be happy with yourself.
I
which
know,
you
I
should be.
wish I could just accept myself, but I just have really low self-esteem because I was born a woman, and so maybe I was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. It is Maybelline. It's Procter & Gamble. It's everything. But no, I do struggle with it, and something I've talked about on here, which is like a lot of people have responded to, is that I talked about my vagina before and how I have what I described as a hastily packed suitcase down there, and it's really freed me with you being. Thank you for letting me air it out on here. Literally.
It is not anything that I intended.
It isn't, but the fact
It's not what this show was built for. I'm glad if it empowers you or makes you, or if it's therapeutic for you at all.
it really has been, because it's.
But let's be adult about it. What
Okay.
about your vagina are you unhappy about?
Okay, I feel like
The vagina, it's like the greatest thing ever invented. What's the
Thank you.
problem?
I mean, I know that, and that's the thing. Like, I just feel like I want to get ahead. I think I talk about it so much because I'm talking to men who might date me. Like, I'm hoping someone might date me that's watching this, and they're like, okay, I know she's got something down there. And then when they see it, they're like, that's not that bad. And I'm like, I know. Like, I think I'm just kind of preparing them.
Oh, you're lowering the bar. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I
Because
do that with my penis all the time.
Yes.
I've spent years going, oh, this thing's a mess.
Yes. You get it.
And then when someone finally got a look at it, they were like, it's not awful.
Yes.
And I was like, yay,
It is a trick, and I've done the same thing, and I feel like, but the thing is I'm really freaking out right now because I'm single, and I've just kept struggling with the fact that I don't like going on dates because the expectation of sex, and I get nervous. I get nervous about new penises, like having to see a new penis. So I would really appreciate it
Oh, I
if
thought
I
you meant
gave me
like a new guy. Yeah. I thought you
like-
meant like a recently manufactured penis.
I want them used.
Yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah, I think everyone has some anxiety about you see their body for the first time, they see you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being empathetic about that, because I feel nervous about it, and I'm not talking about size. I want to be clear about that. That's like 99% of it, but like the rest of it, no, it's not. It really isn't. Well, she thinks it is, yeah. But it's not. No, if a guy has a micro penis, I want to be very clear about this, because I feel like so many men feel so much shame about whatever they have down there, and you obviously deserve love. I would be with a guy with a micro penis. I really would. Thank you. Wow. Thanks, ma'am. No.
Well,
I love
you just saved that man's life.
Yes. Who cares? It
No,
doesn't
don't put
matter.
a camera on him. I see a camera moving.
Yeah, don't
Don't put a camera on micro penis man. For God's sake.
I love that he volunteered that because that's what I want. I want guys to feel good about it because you can have a good relationship with a guy with a micro penis. There's obviously ways around it. You have toys. You have your hands. You can cheat on him. Like there's things that no, you deserve love like anyone else, and I would be with you. Here's the thing about micro penises that I don't like. Okay, so if you have one, if you're watching,
This isn't why I got into this business. I'll be honest with you right now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Either, to be honest.
Go
with you.
ahead.
But-
Let's hear about it.
Okay, so there's the thing. I have not encountered one in the wild yet, but I have friends that have. And it's okay, but the guy will take it out and just be like, yeah, it's just a penis, like a normal penis. And it's just like, and they gaslight you with their penis as to like, so, because they know as a woman you haven't seen enough to be like, you could be like, I guess that's the way they are. I haven't seen one as often as he has, so I guess this is a normal penis. But my point is just a little heads up, pun intended, that you might have something going on, because I will say, and that's why I wrote a whole special like about my vagina, is to give a heads up to a guy, because if my labia were like on the floor, let's say, and a guy was about to take off my pants, I would warn him and be like, listen, when you unbutton my pants, it's gonna be like the court jester has like a message for the king. Like there's going to be an announcement. You might hear a horn in your ear.
Stand back.
Yes. I would just like,
Yeah, sure.
just give us some warning is all I'm asking for. But this is also why I love hooking up in public, because a guy can't take his penis out because he'll be arrested, and you don't have to do anything with it, because there's this thing that guys do when you hook up with them. You'll be making out or whatever, and then the guy's penis will just be out because he thinks, well, this is, and there's a part of you that's like, well, I guess it's penis time. Like, I didn't know, I didn't hear the bell. Soup's on, and you just do something to him because he's like, yeah, this is what happens. And you go, I must be crazy, okay. And then you get to work and you're like, why am I doing this? But you do it because as a woman, you sometimes are like, it would be so embarrassing for me to tell this man to put his penis away. He was brave enough, he had the courage to take it out. I'm gonna shame him I'm gonna shame my own boss for those same leadership skills brought this company into the black, and I'm gonna make him feel bad about it, so you end up doing something you don't want to do. So that's why I love hooking up in public, because if they take their penis out, they're gonna get in trouble. And they can do stuff to you, because you can just pretend that he's helping you with your snaps on your bodysuit. If like a manager of a restaurant is like, take that outside, and you're like, well, it's the snaps, and you have an excuse. It's an inside job. So when now, thank you, preach. Some girl just said preach. It's all I've ever wanted. And so this is the thing. Now when I'm like making out with a guy and he's like, let's go back to your place, I'm always like, let's go to Makeout Point. And he's like, where's that? And I'm like, it's a playground. So if you take your penis out, you'll have to introduce yourself to your neighbors for the rest of your life. It's just a perfect plan. So keep waking up.
You've given this so much thought.
So much. I'm really stumbling onto some things.
Yeah. Well, I think you helped a lot of people here.
I hope I did.
You helped a lot of women here tonight. You helped one man with.
I love you. Every time I'm here, and you can cut this later, but this blows my mind that I get to sit with you two and be on this show. It is truly a career dream. Everyone in your crowd, I heard the enthusiasm. You're all Conan heads. I am too. I've achieved my life goal. I love this show. It's never been funnier. It is, like, all your stuff you're doing online is so good. The field piece tonight was incredible. It is an honor to be here. Thank you guys so much.
Not only are we not going to cut that, we're going to run that on a loop.
It's true. It's the best show.
You're very kind to say all that.
It's
hey,
true.
for tickets to Nikki's Bang It Out tour, go to nikkiglaser.com/tour. We love it when you're here. Nikki Glaser, everybody, we'll take a break. My guest tonight's a very funny comedian who hosts the SiriusXM Comedy Central radio show You Up with Nikki Glaser. And of course, her hilarious stand-up special, Bangin', is streaming now on Netflix. Please welcome our really good friend, Nikki Glaser. Nikki, let's get started right away. Where are you?
I am in my dad's office in St. Louis, Missouri. I have lived here, not in the office, but I have lived in my childhood home since this started. Honestly, the last time I was on your show was the last time I did anything. You were the last person I think I touched. And it's true.
Yeah, and guess what, Nikki? You were the last person I touched, and I'm married. So that's just a peek into my life.
Seriously, my parents and I were just talking about it, and they were at your show with me. They were out in LA visiting me when this all went down, and it was right before things got weird. And my mom just revealed to us a couple days ago that she had been terrified that she gave you coronavirus because you guys hugged, and it was still in that weird phase of like, do we touch? But you hugged her, and so she was harboring this like deep fear. And we were watching your show every night, and she always has this like awkwardness about it when she's watching. When you clear your throat, she's like on edge. Like, did I give it to him?
Yeah.
And so she thinks she's out of the woods now. So
Yeah. I think she's safe now. I remember your parents are very nice people, but I remember your mom licking the side of my face. Long licks up both sides.
Yes.
And
Classic mom.
And then she said, "You're a tasty man," and growl. I thought she has issues, but I was very. Now listen, we have to talk about something because you are always on the go, and your career is red hot. You were on a national tour. You have TV shows in the works. And then suddenly everything stops. And this is true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But everything stops. And suddenly you're in your parents' home in St. Louis. There's gotta be like whiplash where it just suddenly stops for you.
It was, I never thought this could happen. In fact, I've lost every job I had before this. Like they've all kind of stopped or been put on hold, except one show that I'm writing right now that I pitched a year ago, which was a show in which I lose everything because I get canceled and I have to move back home to St. Louis to live with my parents. And that's the only show that is still like going through, I have to go through with. So I'm currently writing that show, which used to be some like kind of sci-fi thing. Like, how could that ever happen? And I'm writing this show now, living here. And it's weird because I'll write a scene and then I'll go to get water in the kitchen and like have just like an attitude with my dad because I'm like, in act 1 you were just such a jerk. So it's just it was never this would never have happened for me to live at home with my parents. And it's just hard because I'm just used to going out every night and doing stand-up. I'm used to just staying so busy and getting so much attention. And I'm coping with it. I got a karaoke machine, which I sing karaoke in my parents' living room every day. I sing about 8 to 12 songs a day.
Like, what are you singing, for example?
I'm just peeling off and just singing a couple Taylor Swift songs, maybe a Britney Spears. I've really been digging into that song Lucky. I've been relating to it a lot because it's like it's about a famous girl who cries at night because nothing's working out her way. And it's just it's happened to me.
Because that's my song.
I'm gonna burn down my gym pretty soon. I'm just going full Britney.
Yeah.
I've been just trying to get my parents to film me so I can put out content and remind people I'm alive. Like, and they're disappointing me. They can never get the right angle, and they're like, we don't like to film you. So I've just been going to my front porch and getting the security camera to capture me.
Yes. You know, it's great. We have the pictures. We have the pictures from is this your Ring? This must be like the Ring.
Yes, the Ring app camera.
Put these up. It's like you are going for it. And
I got to remind people I need to find a husband when I get out of here. It's no joke anymore. I can't go through another one of these. Even if they say that it's going to come back in the fall, even by then I want someone to love me and I need a partner. I can't live with my parents forever. Well, I used to be on the celebrity dating app Raya.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So as soon as I landed in St. Louis, I powered that up and was like, what celebrities do we have in St. Louis? And there's one guy who went to high school with John Hamm. And there's also
that's
the Arch.
A celebrity? A guy who went to high school with John Hamm is a celebrity on Raya?
I'm kidding, but like,
oh, man, that would be great.
There's no one. Literally, there was no one in St. Louis that was famous. And so I just have to, I have to resort to going through my old high school yearbooks just to comb through and look for potential mates or someone who could sell me mushrooms now. There's so many people in the yearbook that I'm like, he's probably has a side gig.
Have you been able to meet up with anybody in like a socially distant, responsible way?
Yeah, I went on my ex-boyfriend just moved back to town, and so I'm like, oh, that's the next chapter of this story, I guess. So let's do that. So I went on a hike with him a couple days ago. We went on I found it really good to walk in front of someone who you're trying to kind of impress, because the whole time I was just clenching my ass cheeks. So I felt like I got a better workout than I would normally. So I really did. I was like trying to impress him from behind. And then later on I was like, I am sore. And it's like, oh, you were trying so hard to win him back with your butt. So that was good.
Okay, well, this gets me to what we have to talk about, because whenever you and I chat, it's a very, those segments are very popular because you were quite candid about your dating life and your, I'm just going to say a word I just made up, sexploits. That's never been done before. You were dating a lot before quarantine, and then suddenly, what's it like for you now? It just stops.
Yeah, you can't do anything, and no guys want to even talk because there's no end to this. There's no like, eventually you're gonna hang out. I mean, you can go on social distance hikes, but even that I can't even go on. I can't go see a guy. I was recently talking to someone and I asked my mom if I could, and it just puts them in jeopardy. So I'm literally not having sex now so that my mom doesn't die, which feels really heroic in a lot of ways. I'm like, I can't go get in the woods right now, Mom, because I care about your health. And it just feels good to be able to tell her that and really mean it.
You're saying you're up there with the World War II generation of heroism.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because you can't. I
had to text a guy the other day. I can't go. My mom and dad won't let me, which I've never. I'm about to be 36 in a month, and I just texted that. I've never had to text that before. The last time I even had to tell someone that, texting didn't exist. So that was truly the first time. It's wild living at home. It's weird though, because and people are like, are you horny? Do you want to get out there? And the truth is I'm just not. It's hard. People keep asking me like about, I keep asking myself why I'm not masturbating more. And it's because it's weird to do when my parents are here.
You're in your parents' house. I'm assuming, the walls are thin.
Yeah. The dogs are small, so they go take the dog for a walk, but they're back in 4 minutes. It's not enough time for me to get anything done. They're always here. I sent away for my vibrators. I thought maybe that was it. It's just like, oh, I need like some equipment. And so I had my assistant find them in my apartment.
You sent away for them. Why did you send away for them?
Because I needed them, because I'm not good at manual. My hand is worthless to me. I don't have a body pillow.
Okay. I think you misunderstood. I wasn't wondering why you needed to masturbate, of course.
Right. Okay. Yes. Oh, because I'm a woman with needs.
Well, please. I'm told, I don't believe it, that
I
have an orgasm. I've never experienced that myself.
I was on the road when this all went down. I didn't have anything with me.
Okay, so you didn't have access to your equipment.
Didn't. It's all in my apartment in New York, so I had my assistant send it to me. And I only say that so that I can mention that I have an assistant. But she went and I had to like tell her where to go look for them. I was like, one of them looks like an ear thermometer. One is like a massage chair. Just send the chair. I miss rubbing up on that thing. No, she sent me this huge box, and I was like, wrap it in weed so you can hide the smell. And I'm
gonna leave for a second. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah. I'll keep a watch. Everything looks good.
I'm just walking it off. All right.
Get those steps in.
All right. Okay. So anyway.
But I haven't even used them. I told my mom saw the box before I did, and she was like, "This is heavy. What's in here?" I was like, candlesticks, like just just making things up. And then
Candlesticks?
I was just thinking of something long and heavy. And then the power went out the other day. She's like, get those candlesticks. And I'm like, well, they're not going to work without power. Those plug into the wall. So that's going to.
They're electric candlesticks.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom? Just shut up. I don't want to.
But even like, yeah, masturbating in your house with your parents. I didn't do it in high school. I wasn't really a sexual like teenager, so I wasn't doing it back then. And now I'm trying it now, and I'm scared of making any noise. I bite down on a stick like I'm giving birth in the wood, like I'm Pocahontas giving birth.
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah.
funny you mentioned that because I was not a sexual teenager. I became sexual, I think, during Obama's first term. That's when I really blossomed.
Yes.
As a sensual.
Were you really a late bloomer?
Yes, very late bloomer. Yeah.
Yeah, so was I. I really didn't like boys until I was like 28 or something. I just didn't. I didn't care, and so nothing about living at home reminds me of like having a sexual energy. I really am reverting back into being a teenager again. I'm listening to Taylor Swift in my bedroom. I'm borrowing my parents' car. I'm, but pretty soon my mom's going to be bathing me in the sink again. It's just, it's a quick descent.
I've got to say, I've met your parents. As you mentioned, they came to the show. They couldn't be nicer. They seem like very laid back, chill people. They watched you do your set on my show, which is always very funny, but also, it's something I wouldn't imagine most people would want their parents around while they're doing their set. And then I saw your parents afterwards, and they're like, wasn't she terrific? And they're just, the most normal people in the world. They're great. But are they laid back? Are they pretty chill? They're okay having you around. Obviously, they must love it.
They love it. We're having a great time. I really am like so grateful that they are healthy and I get to have this time with them. And it's interesting. They're cool. I have cool parents, also known as alcoholics, but I don't joke about their drinking anymore because they actually quit talking to me. And so they don't like when I do that, but no, they're super fun. They're so cool. We're having a great time. We watch you every night. It's like part of our ritual. I mean, like we're big Conan fans in this house. I'm literally sipping from this right now.
That's nice.
Yeah, maybe I can't even show this because you guys don't own the rights anymore, but I have my old tattered copy of In the Year 2000 that was in my nightstand in my childhood bedroom that I have notes in. This was my original comedy notebook.
Oh, that's so nice. That's great.
It
looks like it's been through a lot.
It has been through a lot. So have you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's actually looking better than I am, frankly. I have to say, speaking of appearances, you look really good.
Oh, thanks.
You look very, you look very zen. You look very good. You look.
Thanks.
Are you, because I think a lot of us, I'll speak for myself, but you've been on my show. They paint a ton of makeup on me.
Oh my God.
I appear on camera. I'm really enjoying, I'm not just saying this like that celebrity. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm honestly not wearing anything right now because it's a Zoom. And I just started to think the first couple of Zoom interviews I did, I was trying to put makeup on and I thought, what am I doing? Who cares? And this, I don't know. I'm kind of really liking not wearing makeup. Are you liking that?
I love it so much. I was going to ask you about it. Like who's doing your makeup now? Because it's something you don't go on TV without makeup. I mean, it's unheard of. But I love that we're getting back to it. I feel like a lot like the planet is healing. Women's faces are like getting back to their natural state. Like a lot like the Venice canals, dolphins are swimming in them now. It's like women have lines on their face. I want to get in here and show you some stuff that I got going. My Botox is completely gone. Like it's still going right here. But I got this back. This was so smooth before, and now it's like a washboard. I've been washing my intimates in the sink on it, which is really helpful since the laundromats are closed. And I also, my eyebrows are, I don't know if you can see this, but they're really long. I look like Abe Vigoda. They're so long, and it just feels good
to look like just to be in my natural state again. And the thing is, though, I did my own makeup today. I really do have a lot on. When I wash my face later, it's just gonna run brown. Like looks like I'm living in Flint, Michigan. It's ridiculous how much paint goes into looking good. And I haven't been wearing makeup just in my daily life. And it's been great for my skin because it is weird. Women are expected. It's great that we can cover up zits. Like, it's nice to be a woman, and like when a guy has a zit, you just have to have a zit, and we can stuff an open wound with like dirt clay and wonder why it keeps coming back over and over.
Yeah.
So it is nice to get back to normal. But the other day I haven't been wearing makeup. My dad really thinks because without makeup I look different. My dad thinks his long lost son returned home. He keeps asking me to play catch and build a deck. I'm just like, Dad, I'm a girl. But the other day I did put on makeup because I had like a Zoom call with some guy who's rejected me in the past. And so I put on a little contour and some mascara. And I swear I went to the kitchen and my dad kind of did a double take and was like, you look beautiful. And I was just like, see, Dad, it's true. Like, you like me better with makeup. Like, it's what's in the inside that counts. And he's like, can you drink some makeup then? Because you're not nice. So I chugged some CoverGirl and
good.
Yeah.
That's good. You don't need
cured
therapy.
my corona.
Yeah, if you drink makeup, you do not need therapy.
But my parents have been, what was that?
Well, I was going to ask, it's just like an interesting area for me. Like, you're back home in St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are, you've talked to me in the past about how maybe you weren't confident with guys or guys didn't notice you back then. Now you're back, and you've had all this success, and you're back in your hometown where you grew up, and you're interested in dating or socially, distancing.
Yeah.
Are you trying to like look through like guys that maybe didn't pay attention to you?
Oh yeah, I got my yearbooks out for
back
sure.
in high school, but now it's Nikki's revenge. You've come back.
Yep.
So what's that like?
I've been going through my yearbooks and just kind of flipping through, seeing if I had maybe overlooked someone, trying to see maybe this guy, what would he look like without acne and maybe with some crow's feet and a, pill problem, just classic St. Louis. And, I've been looking, they're all married, for now. I think when this quarantine lets up, there's going to be a lot of single guys out there, but
you think
it's
going to kill it. Yeah.
I can't wait. But yeah, there has been parts of me that want to go back and be like, would you consider me now? Just to a guy in high school, just to be like, hey, Dr. Havener, remember me? I'm legal now. Just different administrators. He's like, you're too legal. It's a little too much. So, but it's just, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go with any of these people. It's weird how like my standards for men have now changed. I used to want a guy that like was very handsome and maybe, successful, a blue check mark on Instagram. And now I'm just looking for a guy with like a Costco card and who could maybe work a crossbow. It's the other day I was at the grocery store and the guy just bagging my groceries, I like got a little bit turned on just because I'm just like, just a man, just a man other than my dad. I was like, the way he like bagged my cauliflower, I was like, he'd be like a good dad. Like that's what I'm starting. Everything's changed for me. I'm glad. I needed to like lower my expectations.
I think, yeah. I mean, first of all, that may be the guy for you because you're seeing a man in a good light when you're seeing him bagging groceries. He's literally feeding you. He's putting nutrition and food. You're paying for it, but in terms of like caveman stuff,
it's sexy. It's really seeing guys be like safe and wear gloves and face masks. I'm just like, and almost keeping their distance from me. It makes me like them more. I'm like, I'll take a bandana to clean up on aisle myself. Like it's pretty arousing just to see guys having like basic safety precautions now.
Okay, I'm gonna keep
life has just changed so much. I feel like I'm just walking around
my parents' house, like I'm filming the first half of a Cymbalta ad,
Right.
before she asked her doctor for help, just like sweatpants, limp hair, shivering, like staring outside of windows, being like, I used to have fun. Like it just, things are just so different now. My spray tan is gone. I have only just for the past 10 years of my life just been reapplying spray tans. I don't know if you've ever done a spray tan.
Never have, no.
It takes your white privilege to a new level to be slightly tanner. But I'm back to like, this is my normal skin color. And apparently I'm not Guatemalan. I didn't know that until it came off. I didn't need a 23andMe report. I just needed a loofah, I guess. It's just.
You look great. I think you look really great.
I think this is going to be good for women and for everyone. Just we're going to remind ourselves what we look like again. I'm just getting away from beauty. I mean, I got dolled up for this because it's TV and it really matters to me. But in terms of just living my life, I don't know. There's times where, and I think a lot of women are going through this. I just want to shave my head. Like I just want to just I don't want to have to care about anything anymore because it's just about survival. And then I was like, why do I want to shave my head when it hasn't even occurred to me to shave my legs even once during this? Like maybe give those a whirl first. It might be weird to look like Sinead O'Connor up here and Bob Ross down here, but that's what I've got going on. It's such a weird time. My mom was telling me the other day about, my cousin is like, she was like, oh, he broke up with his girlfriend and, just finished school. And I was just like, what's his story? Like I got like almost interested in my cousin because I'm so at least I could see, there's a way I could see him maybe and convince my parents I need to see my cousin. And it didn't even occur to me that he was my cousin and that was inappropriate. My first thought was like, oh no, he's too young. That was my first.
So the fact that he was a little young was more of an obstacle to you than he's your cousin.
Yes.
And
it's a real thought I had. I was like, oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
And the young and too young is a thing because I'm about to be 36 and I'm getting approached by a lot of guys like younger dudes that are like, you could teach me a thing or two. People think I'm like very sexually experienced and just this whole thing of like, teach me. And I'm like, algebra? Like, what do you want? Do I get the summers off? I need to be taught still.
Now, I did want to ask you this, which is, I've talked to you. This is a good thing for us to mention. You and I have spoken so many times over the years in person and, whether you did my podcast, you've done the show so many times, this Zoom situation.
Oh yeah.
It is, I don't know about you, but I'm doing a ton of Zoom. Everybody wants to Zoom now. And it's this whole new world that I find I'm getting this is fun, but I have so many people reaching out to me saying, let's Zoom, let's have a talk about that on Zoom. And I don't know what the etiquette is. It's weird. It's a very strange.
It's not ideal. I've been doing stand-up on it and it's just, the shows they're fine. And it is like, I did say the other day, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And if the world doesn't ever return to normal, like I could see myself like quitting because this isn't good enough. The laughter lag when you tell a joke in the 2 seconds, you question you add those 2 seconds up and you'll feel really bad about yourself. Cause I need the immediate laughter. How are you doing without immediate laughter? Where are you getting it?
I notice that whenever I'm passing my wife or one of my kids and they're on a Zoom call with somebody, I get in the background and try and do a little something and I see them laugh and I'm like, yes. And they're like, get the out of here.
Yes.
It's sad. I'm trying to get it where I can, but I notice it too. I notice that, there's this rhythm you can get into. I mean, there's some stuff about it I like, and I know that you do this too. You're very funny in a situation where there's not an audience, and you understand what's funny without needing an audience to tell you. But getting laughs is just fun, it's fun, and so that's the part. And there is a little weird in Zoom. There's a little delay, so if I think of something funny, I actually weigh: is it worth is it worth it because there's going to be a delay as opposed to just saying it, you know?
It's so much riskier. It really is changing comedy. It's making it a lot less satisfying to do. And I'm looking into other things. I'm like, should I go back to school and be a therapist? Because they seem to be like really necessary right now. I mean, that's the only people I'm talking to. It's not like it reminds me of talking to boys in high school where I would like crawl away to like get away so I could whisper on the phone. And now it's just, I'm talking to Donna about, you know, how my mom had a weird tone with me yesterday, but I'm zooming everything. My favorite thing about Zoom, and you got to do this when you're in your next Zoom call, you got to look for this moment because it happens every time. You sign off of the call and you're like, this was really fun. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, we'll follow up on that. Thanks. Everyone have a great day. Okay, cool. And then just after that, cool. And then the people looking for the leave meeting.
Yes.
It takes about 2 seconds. And I literally like drool comes out of my mouth like.
No, it's so funny because I'm noticing it. I Zoom with all these, you know, different celebrities,
Sure.
all the different people I talk to. And I also Zoom with, you know, my producer and my writers. But we all have this thing that we do in society, which is we have a certain animated, you know, thing that we have. And then I love it. It's just like, because it takes a second to find the button. And so what happens is it looks like people have had a stroke. So people
I'm like,
really
did you get the COVID? That's one of the signs.
But it's people really are like, you know, Nikki, it was so great talking to you. I love you. You're the best. You know, take care, and I'll see you when all this madness is over.
Yeah.
And then it kind of freezes there because even after you hit it, they freeze.
You have to then go confirm.
And you're stuck with that image, and suddenly you think that person didn't give a shit about me at all. I just saw what they really think about me.
Yeah. And I see myself do it. Sometimes I catch my face and I'm like, that's the real you. Just. You know, before quarantine, I just thought that, I don't know. I've just had such a busy life. I've worked so hard for my career, and the feminist movement taught me like, you don't need to learn how to cook. You don't need to know how to sew. And that's like kind of all we need to know how to do now. And so I've learned that I've kind of wasted my skill set. Like I really don't, all these women sewing things, I'm just like, wow, they're so much more deserving of love than me. It really has.
I'm glad you're finding a way
to beat myself up.
Hate yourself more during the quarantine. That's fantastic. You're back in your parents' house hating yourself.
I am. My mom told me my roots I needed to touch them up. She was like, your roots look worse. Those are sadder roots than the miniseries.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's a good joke I wrote earlier.
That's a joke from 1977.
You're right. I looked it up. I was like, that joke predates me. How do I even know about that miniseries?
I've got sadder roots than the miniseries. That's fantastic. I love that. Kids, look it up. You'll learn a lot.
Yeah, you really will. And a lot of people have been asking me if I've heard my parents having sex. And I was just like, Dad, stop. I haven't. And I have a white noise machine. Do you want me to hear if my mom screams downstairs, I just convince myself she won $20 on a scratcher. That's all 3 times in a row.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do. Or she fell out of bed. I would prefer that.
Is she someone who plays the scratcher? Is that what she does?
I got her a bunch of scratcher tickets for Mother's Day, and she won $65, baby. She was so excited. My mom loves small amounts of money. She really gets psyched about it. I just Venmoed her $50 actually because she cleaned my bathroom for me. I got to this level. I worked hard so I would never have to clean anything ever. Like, it's really one of the reasons that I wanted to be like, famous, is like, I don't like cleaning. No one does, but like, that was really a thing I don't like. And now my room is a mess. And the other day my mom was like, please clean it. And I was like, I'll pay you to clean it. And she's like, you don't have to tell me twice. And she got in there and I was watching her to like
to see how to tell her to do it better next time. So it was helpful because I can't clean bathrooms. I can't. The best I do is if my tub the water will start to rise up to my ankles, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta do something. And then I'll rub my foot in the drain and swirl it around and pick up the hair and then put it on the side with my foot on the wall. And then I'll leave it in there until forever.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know how to tell you this, but you're a bad person. I just realized.
I know. I am. We all are, deep down.
We'll go on a walk in the woods someday, and I'll tell you all about my thoughts on interviewing, and I'll walk ahead of you.
I can't wait.
And I'll flex an ass that is completely non-existent.
No, we have the same ass.
No.
You really do. I remember in high school, I watched your show and you referred to your ass as a long back.
Yeah.
And I was like, finally, I feel seen. It was like seeing someone with my same disability on TV. You proved to me that I could be someone.
And nothing I do. People say, do this exercise, do that exercise. No. It's not like I need to build up the muscles that are there. There's no muscle and no fat. I have a pelvic area, a rear pelvic area, and it's a straight drop. It's a straight drop.
It's so true.
A little tiny man could safely leap off my shoulders and fall straight and not be injured on the fall down.
They wouldn't hit anything on the way down.
Nikki, I love talking to you. You're really fun always. And I think this situation you're in right now, I don't like this pandemic. I don't like this coronavirus and quarantine, but you at home with your parents is a very funny situation, and it's cracking me up. So
thanks, Conan.
It's great stuff will come of this. Please tell them I said hello and to stop making noise while they have sex. And let's make sure we do the face when I end this. Okay?
Yeah, Conan, I just want to say is amazing to talk to you. This is like the highlight of my quarantine so far, and I love you.
Anytime.
It really is.
Nikki Glaser Bangin' is now available globally on Netflix. Nikki, really good to talk to you.
You too, Conan.
My guest tonight is a hilarious comedian who just launched her new iHeartRadio podcast, the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Please welcome our really good friend, Nikki Glaser. Nikki, how are you?
Conan, I'm so good.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you. I love you.
Well, I love you
Sorry
too.
to start out that way.
No, I know.
I always do.
And you read it just as we rehearsed it. You look amazing. I want to say that, first of all. You look absolutely gorgeous. I know you're down in the Cayman Islands. It agrees with you. You have this ethereal glow.
Well, it's 2 ring lights and fake eyelashes, and I've literally painted my body to look like I've gotten sun because I tend to stay out of it. But yeah, I'm in the Cayman Islands. I've been here. I'm shooting a show that I can't really talk about, but it's the best time of my life. Conan, in the Cayman Islands, it's 2019 here. There's no COVID. And so when I got here, I quarantined for 2 weeks, and now you just go out and about and you have to wear a mask. Like, it is really, and my ears just my ears are so small, they won't stay in. You're so little. So you can go out now in public, and I'm living like before COVID. And my first stop, maskless, was the grocery store. And I do have the answer for everyone in the United States who's like, what's it going to be like when the world goes back to normal? How long will it take to adjust?
Yeah, what's it going to be? Tell us what it's like after COVID.
You'll be back to normal by aisle 5. Like, it literally, the excitement wore off so quick. I was coughing on people halfway, like trying to get them out of the way so I could, reach the oatmeal I wanted to grab. And I was sampling the milk. I mean, like, you're instantly back to normal. And so I can confirm with everyone who is here from the States is like, yeah, you were over it instantly. It was novel for a second. But the thing is, everyone's like super horny for everyone because now people's mouths are just like out. And it almost looks like it's just like a nudist colony for faces now, where you're just like, his mouth is like right there. Like, I can't believe it's just out. Like, you could just like kiss anyone, and you just never thought of the world that way.
So you think
we shouldn't do that, but.
Well, wait a minute. I want to explore this. You're saying that when the masks come off, because we're so used to not seeing that the mouth and that part of the face, when it comes off, we become hyper-erotic, and we start thinking about the mouth.
You never knew it was just so there until it was taken from us. And now mouths are just everywhere and they're tempting, and you just look at someone's mouth. You know how like before you kiss someone, you like look at their mouth? Like everyone's doing that now. And it's made for some really awkward, doctor's appointments. And the dentist has always been weird like that. But yeah, it's a new world.
Did you make out with your dentist? Is that what you're saying?
It was a while. I haven't been to the dentist in a really long time. But yes, when I used to go regularly, it was a thing.
Okay. I have a question.
Well, it is weird at the dentist. Their fingers are like in your mouth. Conan, I wasn't even planning on telling you this, but I did have a dentist that used to just like pick a Sirius station and like that would play.
Yeah.
And he would pick like, I don't know, like the Pulse or something. And he would be like, his fingers would be in my mouth. And I remember one time the song was playing, "You're a crazy bitch, but you're so good, I'm on top of it." It was like, that song was playing as the dentist's fingers were in my mouth. And I just was like, so aroused. No, it was really inappropriate.
I want to go.
Song at the
I want to go to your dentist. I really do. Just because I think I wouldn't need Novocaine. Yes. I would just be so hyper eroticized that I'd need nothing.
Yeah, no laughing gas. Just put on some I don't know, Jane's Addiction, whatever it is.
Let me ask you something, Nikki. You said something that caught my attention. You said, when you're about to kiss someone, the way you look at their mouth. And I can't. Look, I've been a married man for a long time.
Sure.
But back in the day, I was quite the dog. Arr! And what I'm saying is, I don't remember staring at people's mouths before I kissed them.
I just think that's a good way to let someone know if you want to like you just like stare at their mouth, and that'll let them know that like, yeah, you're good to kiss, because guys don't know when to kiss. They don't know, especially in the Me Too, post Me Too era. They don't know when's a good time to kiss. I have a lot of advice actually on this about when it's okay, or like at least I think I know. So guys out there, they're like, I don't want to make a wrong move. Girls don't like to be the first to make a move. So this is what you do. If you like a girl, you sit next to her enough, like where your arms are touching, where it's like barely touching, like you could put a piece of paper in between you and you wouldn't feel it, right?
Right.
So like barely touching, so that you're not doing anything aggressive. And if the girl likes you and would be down to kiss you, she will leave her arm there. She won't move closer, but she won't. But you can, if you don't like the guy, you can pull away, and his feelings won't be hurt, because he'll be like, "Oh, she didn't even know I was touching her. Yes, we did, and we don't want it. We don't want it to go further."
Okay.
But if you leave it, it leaves flush. Yeah, good to go. And if he's also staring at your mouth, or if she's staring at your mouth, going like.
Right.
Like
so
that to her.
When you talk about staring at the mouth, it's like getting in this close and just staring, and that's the sign.
I also want to say that for deaf people, that are reading lips, if someone's deaf and reading lips, don't take that as they want to kiss you. They might just be trying to,
understand what you're saying. I'm really glad that you quickly.
Yes, but also I will say when I want to kiss, I like to read Braille. So there are mixed messages. I don't know what I'm talking about, Conan. I'm so sorry. I had a plan here, and we
No. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. Now,
good.
You are now. I've been hosting for a long time. You're hosting this show. You can't say much about it, but you're hosting this show down in the Cayman Islands, which is basically you're describing the gig I want, not the gig I have.
It is a dream.
What are you learning?
I am on a set.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on location. Have you ever been on location, Conan, where you're like, it's like summer camp, where you're with people for like over a month and you forget about there's a world outside of the show. It's like this bubble. It happened to me on Dancing with the Stars, where it's like, I got kicked off Dancing with the Stars. I got first, voted off is how I like to say it. But as soon as I got off the show, I didn't know how to like walk around in the real world. I was just like, I was like, dancing is life, and I can't do anything else. I can't go back to comedy, because you get convinced that that's all that matters.
Right.
And I'm on this show right now where, it's intense. Have you been on location before?
I haven't. The closest I've come is doing travel shows, but no, then I'm always on the move. So no, I haven't done that kind of gig. And now what I'm curious about is, now that you're hosting, What are you learning about yourself as a host? What is Nikki Glaser like as a host?
I've been watching other hosts. Obviously, my goal is to be I love TV hosting. You are a huge influence on me. And pretty much no one else. Like I'm obsessed with you, and I know, and and you aren't one of these heroes that I meet where you go, oh, he's not as good as I thought he was gonna be. You're just as good, if not like better and more personable, like off camera, at least to me.
Thank you.
But then you find out, and you seem to be good to the people you work with, like from what I've seen. But you find out when you talk to like the crew and get to know these people who have worked on sets, that the stories that seem cartoonish of celebrities having these egos of like no eye contact on set, things that you think are just mythical, are actually real. Like there are celebrities that you and I love, who you and I probably have met before, who would only be nice to us because we're celebrities, but they treat people like trash, and they literally will not allow eye contact. There's several people that I don't want to name because I'm scared of them and they're powerful, but I find that to be so just disheartening and awful. And so I try to be really nice and have like a connection with everyone on the crew. So to juxtapose that, I've started, when I arrive on set, I make each crew member have 4 to 5 minutes of deep connected eye contact with me. And it's slowed down production quite a bit. We're about 3 weeks behind at this point. And I've fallen in love with 1 key grip and 2 gaffers, and there's several HR complaints. And I don't really know what HR stands for. I'm assuming it stands for hand jobs rule. I don't know. But
I haven't looked it up either. I don't think that's what it means, but until I look it up, I can't be 100% sure.
You can't be sure. No one can really be sure what HR means. So but yeah, I've just made an extra effort to be nice and to make people who are working on the show feel a part of the show, because there is just this divide of celebrities. And it's not just about the celebrity thinking they're better than everyone else. A lot of times people just put that on celebrities, and I'm not even speaking for myself. I do this too, where you see someone in public that you really admire and you go, I don't want to bother them, or I don't want to tell them how much I love them because they hear it all day. But because of that, everyone thinks we hear it all day, and so no one says it to us.
Right.
I literally had to call like the executives of the show, like my bosses, and go, you aren't complimenting me enough. And they go, well, you're great. We figured you knew. Like, we gave you this job. And I go, I am a celebrity because I am so desperate for love from strangers, and anywhere I can get it. You will never give me a big head where it will never be enough. So please compliment me. And I've done that in my own life. Like, I know that, I read about the bystander effect in the one day I went to my psychology class in college and I wasn't hungover, and I learned that Kitty Genovese in 1964 was stabbed to death. 38 people heard her screams for help. No one called the cops because everyone thought someone else was calling the cops. We do this all the time. Oh, someone else will do it. And then no one does it. And she bleeds to death on the sidewalk. And that's what it's like when you don't tell me my hair looks good. I'm bleeding to death no, it's not as extreme, but do you relate to this, Conan?
You're comparing
it's
your
the
lack.
Same thing.
You're saying it's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. And I'm not disagreeing, but it's the same thing that you not getting enough praise on the set of your reality show is pretty much the same as the stabbing death of Kitty Genovese in 1964.
Yeah, those are, I'm saying it's exactly the same.
Yes.
And yes, so thank you for understanding me. There is no nuance here or exaggeration. I'm being literal. I feel just as abandoned. But Conan, do you relate to that? I mean, you must, because even when I'm around you, I hesitate to gush about how much I love you and what I think of you, because I'm just like, he hears it all the time. He must. He's like the funniest person. He's not like, he is the funniest person alive. I've always said that. And but do you relate to that, Conan, that people sometimes don't say something to you because they're like, you hear it all the time, and you're like, no more?
Well, that's the problem, is that it's a no-win situation, because what happens is, first of all, if it's someone like you, like an attractive woman, that's all I dreamed about when I was a kid and in my teens and through my 20s and then well into my 30s, was a very attractive woman complimenting me. That was my dream. So that's not going to go away. I'm not going to lie. I love that. But at the same time, what happens is self-loathing kicks in. and so you compensate for it, and it gets very complicated. And so what I've found is that compliments don't last. Compliments are like Tic Tacs, and when someone says something critical, that's like a roast beef dinner that's in your belly for 6 months. So I don't know why, like you can get 1,000 Tic Tacs and you don't feel anything, but then one person says one thing and you never forget it. I don't know why. It's crazy, but have you found that to be
that's
true?
why I don't read comments. Like I miss so many positive YouTube comments saying how much, they want to have sex with me. And maybe saying that I'm like pretty funny for a woman or whatever. And I miss all of those things that really build me up, because I don't want to read the one thing that says she's a little too raunchy for me. That's the thing that I get is people like to give you compliments. I know you've had this where they're like, oh my God, I love you. My dad doesn't get you. Or like they have to like juxtapose it with someone that like, I get you, but this table at the comedy club, I was watching them the whole time. They hated you. How lame are they?
Why
and
do
now
they think,
I've made them.
Why do they think you need to know that? Why do they think you need to know
I don't know.
that someone else doesn't like you?
Exactly. I'm telling everyone out there, don't couch your compliment with something else negative. No one likes it that way. And also, like, people stop telling me that, like, people always talk about my comedy special. I do talk about sex a lot. It's not because I'm like, I just want to challenge people and make them uncomfortable around their family. It's because it's like what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That being said, it does make people uncomfortable sometimes, and I get that. Stop watching my special with your grandma. People are always like, can't watch Nikki's special with your 2-year-old. It's like, who's watching adult comedy specials with their family surrounded by them? This isn't like Lilo and Stitch. Like I am, that's I don't understand. I'm being admonished.
Nikki, many times when my kids were younger, I made the mistake of saying, let's check out Nikki's
banging.
Let's watch out. Let's check out Nikki banging, and they would be like, "What is it?" I'd say it's pretty much like Lilo and Stitch, and it never went well. My son, is scarred for life. That's the question. You read your comments, and your comments are, or when people tell you about them, it's, I would like to have sex with her, and that makes perfect sense. My thing is people who really like what I do and are big fans with me, none of them want to have sex with me. That's not it. I don't get that. The people who love my work say, I love his work. And then if you said, would you like to just hold hands with him? They'd say, absolutely not. Absolutely
Conan,
not. It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate.
Listen,
I don't have that thing.
I will not let you, as someone who is not a fan of Conan outside of you, tell me how I process my feelings about how funny you are, because I don't want to say anything out of turn, but it does equal sexiness. And someone asked me the other day, what celebrity is your hall pass? And I gave it to, who did I say? My friends here. I gave it to Conan and Dave Matthews.
Oh, you're kidding.
Don't mean to make things weird, but
that's not weird. You know what I love? You waited till you were out of the country to tell me this. That's what
I feel safer telling this to you now.
You waited till
if you came after me, you'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
What I love is that you told me during a pandemic. You waited till it's during a pandemic. You're on a secluded island in quarantine, and we're doing this over Zoom. And then you say, like, by the way, you're my hall pass, and it's a 24-hour. It ends in 24 hours. That's fantastic. That's a great hall pass. Thank you.
I don't even have hall pass. I mean, I'm not even in a relationship, but I do want to correct you and say, and for any man who's listening that like aspires to be as funny and as prolific as you are, that women are attracted to funniness. I mean, funny. It doesn't work the same way for women. I think I've talked to you about this before. Like men aren't like, she's so funny. Like I want her. I want to be inside her. It's more like just like the guys aren't turned on by funniness, but girls very much are.
First of all,
it's hot.
I disagree. A lot of men, including myself, are very turned on by women that are funny and make us laugh. It's a huge. That's a huge deal. I've just noticed that whenever the world's most beautiful women are interviewed, these supermodels, they always say, what are you looking for in a man? And the first thing they always say is, I want him to be funny. And then a year later, they always marry the same douchey club owner. You know what I mean? Who just happens to be worth $1 billion. and is the least funny person who ever lived. And they're like,
you don't know what he's like when we're alone, Conan.
Yeah,
He's so funny.
He knows so many limericks.
Oh my God! Like that to me is you're right. Funniness is first, and as a comedian, I think that I can say that and people will believe me. But I don't feel like I can rest on just being funny to attract the right person. I do feel like I have to do all the other stuff, and it's a fair balance. But I do think that I hear what you're saying. Yeah, women don't really show their work when they say they're attracted to funny, and but I will.
You will. Okay, we'll get to that later. Much later. I have to talk to a lawyer, and it's very complicated. I got to talk to my wife and then 3 lawyers.
I'm so sorry to your beautiful wife, who I've stalked endlessly to be like, what can I do to be like her? I know how you guys met. I know the scene you shot together. I know your whole love story. It's very sweet.
Well, one of the things I love about her is that she would watch this and find it really hilarious. Like, that's her.
Good.
She would find it really hilarious. And she would... Anyone who professed their love for me, she would take them aside and go, you're welcome to take a shot. You don't know what you're in for. Should be like, you can if you want, but I got to tell you, there's troubled waters there.
I'm sure you're a nightmare.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm a nightmare.
In many ways. No, I really, So, but I am looking for, I'm single, I'm 36, and I am, I'm trying to assess these things. That's why I offered that up so quickly, is because I'm realizing like I'm starting to place different value on things that I need in a relationship. For a man now, like I really want a man who is okay with, like, he can cry, he goes to therapy, not cryotherapy. Just because you watched one Joe Rogan YouTube clip where you learned about a breathing, Wim Hof breathing, doesn't mean you're ready to be a giving lover and have compassion. But I want a guy that like works on himself. I go to therapy. I recently stopped because I realized I was too emotionally advanced for the men that I was like wanting to. Men need to catch up a little bit. And I'm not saying that as a dig. Men obviously don't go to therapy as often as women do because you guys are, society tells you that you're not supposed to feel. Right. And men are really scared to go to therapy, that they'll get in there and you'll be sitting across from like an old woman with a PhD who's like listening to your feelings. She's jotting things down and she'll be like, okay, I heard everything. And she'll close her book and go, I have like a diagnosis. You're gay. And that she'll go, and you know what? I have to tell everyone in your life because it's just my job and that's what I have to do. And
which is not a therapist. Which is not a therapist's joop, by the way. Exactly. It's clear you know nothing about therapists. And now I have to tell everyone because that's the therapy code.
Yes, they really think that there's going to be some admission in that will make them, like, the scariest thing that heterosexual men fear is like, I might be gay. It's just a dumb fear, obviously. This is a joke, but I think that there is something to that. And I'm just telling you, like, men, if you go to therapy and you cry and you talk about your feelings, you're not going to be gay. She's not going to like open your eyes up to you're gay. And if you are gay, that's great too. I would really appreciate that. And because I don't want to keep dating you and have you take out your aggression on my asshole. I really couldn't commit to that joke. I gave up. I was like, it's too much. Conan's kids might be watching.
No. My kids won't see this. I'm just now checking the rafters. The whole crew just ran up into the rafters. Everyone was completely blown away by that. It's interesting though. Like, do you find that the men that you dated in the past probably needed to go to therapy?
That's always the reason, And it's nothing like, I don't need you to fix yourself. It's not going to get fixed. We're all but be working towards it. Acknowledge that things aren't working for you anymore. My ex-boyfriend, we broke up, I think because of that mainly. And because I couldn't stop talking about him on podcasts, and breached his trust a lot. But also he wasn't going to therapy. We started hanging out again. We're friends again. And the other day he was like, oh, I got to go at 3 because I got therapy. And I was like, really? Like, I was like, oh my God. And he goes, oh no, physical therapy. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, I go, what for? He's like, oh, my on my shoulder. And I was like, what? How? He's like, oh, I punched a wall because I forgot to DVR The Good Doctor. I'm like, oh yeah, don't look into that burst of aggression. That has nothing to do with your anger towards your father. Let's just keep living life. the way you've been doing it.
So he wasn't, you for a second though, you thought he was going to therapy and you were interested.
I was so horned up. I'm going to need physical therapy for how quickly I dropped to my knees and started unbuttoning his pants when he told me he was going to possibly address his complex emotions. God.
Well, you know what? You've put it out there that because there are a lot of people that would be very interested in dating you, Nikki. A lot of good people, and you've put it out. It's
Set me
good.
up, Conan.
You're putting it out there that you want a guy who's done some of the work and is open to being emotionally available, maybe exploring their stuff, seeing a therapist.
Tying me up. Like, wait.
Wait.
Did you, okay. That was part of the therapy.
I love that you've lost your earphones 30 times during this interview.
Dude,
but
I had to borrow some from people because I cannot keep my own, and they are far too big for my tiny. Again, I have the very tiniest ear holes.
oh
It's
man,
like
that's the biggest turn on for me.
It's just they're so tight. A Q-tip makes me feel. No, I don't even know what
That's
I
no.
am not-
By the way, that's nobody's turn on. I have the tiniest ear holes.
It's not. I literally went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor because my voice is just like I sound pretty rough. I'll save that. I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. My doctor was like very hot, and I didn't see it coming. And I would have like prepared because whenever I'm around a hot guy, I make sure all my holes are like in working order. Not those because I was like at the ear, nose. He put in a thing, and I have like too much wax. I don't know why. I'm just like a waxy gal. And he looked inside and he goes, "Whoa, do you ever use a Q?" It's whenever I stick a Q-tip in, it literally looks like I stuck it in a baked ziti. Like it's I just make. It was so embarrassing. I was like, "Do you want to check any of the others? They're good."
Yeah. No.
But yeah, I'm looking for a guy. And I'm working on myself. And I honestly wanted to like put a call out there on your show. So anyone watching, you're a fan of Conan, I'm a single lady. Here's what I'm looking for. Someone who's emotionally involved. Someone who's doesn't have to be funnier than me, just has to get my jokes. If you like Conan, you're going to get my jokes. And then also, looks-wise, I can be a little shallow. I don't mind height. I'm height blind. I don't care. I like a short guy because if you go for a short guy, you can tend to get hotter guys if they're shorter, like on discount. It's like getting like a designer sweater at Marshall's. Like it's like overlooked by most people. So like you can get hotter in the face if you go. You can get a 10 in the face if you go 5'7" in the height, is what I found. But so height doesn't matter. But like I like how women always tend to describe men's like physical traits that they like based on like athletes. So if I was building my perfect man, it'd be like a like swimmer's shoulders, like runner's legs, and like a golfer's asshole. I don't know what that means. That was just a dumb joke. I
What
just
does
wanted
that
to make
mean?
you laugh. I literally don't know.
I didn't know.
I
golfers...
just wanted to be able to hold these earbuds in place.
Oh,
I wanted
okay.
to be the same size as mine. What am I talking about? Oh, my mom and dad are watching. And
Please. You can always call them and say, the Conan interview got canceled. Don't watch.
That's true. But they love you too much, and they also they got
I
me
met your
into
parents.
you.
They came by the show. They came by the show.
My parents are the reason I'm cool. They're much cooler than I am. And my dad took me aside when I was in, I think 7th grade, and was like, "There is a show that I just came across it last night. It was your 5th anniversary special."
Oh.
And he taped it on VHS, and I watched it, and I just, I told you this before, but it was this moment for me where I was like, something out there. You felt this way comedically about people. I'm understood. The things I've been laughing about and want to laugh at are being done, and this is just. I watched your 10th anniversary special last night, oddly enough, and was just reliving some of the greatest moments. And
that's nice.
I'm just so grateful you're still around and will continue to be around. And like,
that's really,
calling you my friend is one of the greatest gifts of my life.
Well, you will see the same thing, which is when you put this stuff out there, it's only because I've been doing it for a long time, but when you put stuff out there, you're going to meet so many young people, men and women, who come up to you and you're not even aware. You're just doing your thing right now. And then they're going to come up to you later on and they'll say, "When I was 7, when I was 10, when I was 15, I got in trouble because I watched you and it really connected with me." So you have no idea how many friends you're making right now. I mean, you hear it all the time from people, but it just goes. And to me, that's the nicest thing about being in this business. Absolutely, that the money's not bad, but that's the best part. That's the best part.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I mention that you have this great podcast, and you're doing it daily now, which I do one once a week, and I can't imagine doing it every day. That's got to be.
Well, you do this show every day.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
and
that's true.
that's what I'm trying to do here. Is I don't have a TV show right now that I'm doing daily, and I just love the idea of, I grew up watching late night Letterman, just people you hear every day, and I love morning radio shows, getting to know like a group of people. So, and I just want to get those 10,000 hours in. I like working. I'm not doing stand up right now. It's an outlet. It's a really fun show. It's called the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's on iHeartRadio podcast, but you can get it wherever you get podcasts. And it's with my best friend. I moved my best friend from New York to live with me in St. Louis, which is where I've been since the pandemic. I got a place and I moved my best friend in to live with me. We recorded in my living room. It's so fun. It's the most fun I've ever been having. And I like working every day. And I'm looking to, do this the rest of my life. And I just want to get as good as possible. And you've got to get those reps in. And I mean, but I wanted to say, following up, like, I know that someday I'm going to be a certain age and people that I admire are going to be like, oh my God, you're the reason I stepped on stage the first time. But I got to say, Conan, like, you're one of those people that the return hasn't diminished on you with age. Like, sometimes people take a step back. You're still as funny, funnier than ever.
Well,
and it just is really, it's nice to be a Conan fan. You keep delivering, and there's just endless content, and I just really appreciate you. And the podcast is just a new level of fandom. And I'm sorry, but I just got to get these compliments in.
Okay, well, it's really sweet, but now I'm determined to really, really disappoint you. So hang on for that. That's coming soon.
You just can't.
Well, let me make sure, because your podcast is great. The Nikki Glaser podcast is available on iHeartRadio, and it's doing great. That's the word on this.
It's doing really great, and it's just me and my best friend, Andrew Collin. I live with him. I'm a 36-year-old woman who chooses to live with a 40-year-old man who's my best friend. We're both straight. We're both single. We are not having sex. Everyone's like, you're getting married. And I'm like, no, we're not. We just live under the same roof. Right. We share a dog together, and we don't have sex. So we are happily married.
You understand marriage better than anyone.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you check out Nikki's podcast on iHeartRadio and wherever you get your podcasts, and listen to it, because you're going to love it. And Nikki,
thank you.
Always a joy talking to you. I can't wait till we're in the same room again.
Me too.
And we'll talk about earwax extraction, because Q-tip is the worst thing you can do.
Right, it just like shoves it back in.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
You got to go see someone and get it pulled out, and then you can keep it and you can make a candle. True story.
Is that real?
No.
My Q-tip, I just realized, looks like you when I pull it out.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, it's long and orange. Yeah.
It really does.
All right, Nikki Glaser, you be well and have fun while you're there, okay?
Love you, Conan. Thank
Love
you so much.
Too.
I will. See you next time.
Bye.
Mwah. And it just came out again.
Would you ever find yourself so tired that your comedy would shift meaner? What's a Conan that's suffering on burnout look like when you're thrust?
Well, everyone here in the room just, their souls
I know,
just left
maybe
their
I should
bodies.
ask you guys.
That's like, you're sitting with Stalin and his Politburo, and you're saying, hey, Stalin, is there ever a time when you get a little grumpy? And what's that look like? And everyone else, Bukharin, Khrushchev, all these other...
always happy, always happy. Always great.
He's a good guy. Fun at party.
Never killed my wife.
Yeah. Well, one time, but not second wife yet. Maybe, well, Sony, you can speak to this. I'm a master of passive aggression.
Oh.
And so...
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do passive aggressiveness like
And
you.
so it's weird, because I've been told it can be quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's to get... I was raised, you can't directly confront anyone, so I would never say, like, Nikki, you just screwed up and you're in big trouble. I would never do that.
Why wouldn't you ever do that?
Because I just don't come from that culture.
What's the fear?
Oh, the fear is anger is toxic and truth is toxic.
Yes.
So when I was younger, or even into my teen years and early 20s, if I said something kind of like
truthful around my parents, my mom would be like, "Don't be mean." Like, that's mean.
The truth is mean.
The truth is mean.
Yes.
So what happens is, I think we hyperdevelop. This is my breakdown. Every culture has their way of doing it, but I think one of the reasons that Irish people are funny is because it's all they'll allow themselves. At least the branch I come from, we're not the type to say, "Hey, I really didn't appreciate what you did in there. That made me feel this way, and it wasn't a good feeling, so we need to talk about that." That's the last thing you would do. Now, thank God I met Liza and we got married, because very early on she was like, "This thing you're doing, I'm not loving it. What is it? Is the real problem?" And I'd go, well, it was fun. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but what is it really? What's really going on here? And I'd go, "You ate the last cupcake." And you wanted that cupcake. Is that what you then say? "I was hoping that I could have that cupcake."
Wow.
I kind of was hoping I could have that cupcake. And so anyway, but she's my
truth
wife.
is mean.
She gets to do that.
But that's scary to do even before she's your wife. Because I have the same thing where I think that I can't ever say anything critical of someone else, because then they'll just come back at me. "Well, you are this."
Yes.
And my biggest fear is, "You're ugly." I think that my therapist is always like, because I think some boy in 5th grade called me ugly because I had an opinion about something he said to me. "Well, you're ugly. Shut up. You have buck teeth." And so now I never ever criticize anyone, because I think they can always pull that card, or like the meanest thing that maybe it's not ugly anymore, but it's whatever I think about myself that I think maybe other people haven't caught on to. If I find out that they've seen that and they know that, then I'm done. And I'm so scared in a romantic relationship, and I'm doing better at it in my own, but in an early stages of one, confronting something and having them say, I always just think they're going to say, "Well, that's the way I am, so if you don't like it, then go." And either I have to put up with it, and then I'm just the one putting up with things, or I have to leave, and I don't want to do that, so it's easier for me to just say nothing.
I think the biggest thing that, and I can relate to what you're saying on this, because my issue is, if I'm going to confront someone, I better be right.
Oh, I gotta be
And my
right.
biggest nightmare is saying, if I, said, "Hey, Nikki, I just don't like it. You've been on this podcast 3 times, and each time you've been on the podcast, you've done this thing." And
I'm already like, God.
This is hyphypothetical.
No, hypotheticals.
Not even
just
hypothetical.
feels real.
I almost was going to, turn to Gorley, but it would probably be something real.
Yeah, I was.
But
waiting.
I like you so much,
Sure,
I
yeah.
can't even manufacture
But
it. So
if
what
there
I'm
were
saying is,
something, yeah.
but you've come on the podcast 3 times, and each time you did such and such, you might then say to me, "Conan, I've been on the podcast once, and then I'm wrong." And I would go into what I think my people do is we keep score quietly. So I don't want to confront you, because what if you have a really good comeback and then I'm in it? So what I'll do is say, "Man, it really bugs me. Every time Nikki's on the show, she brings up the fact that, she saw my feet once and they're hideous.
I wasn't going to do that again.
I know. And I have grotesque features, and it just really bugs me, and I want to talk to her about it." Instead, I'll just she did it again. I'm just going to keep track. I'm going to mark this down and keep track. And then next time, in some imagined future, I'll confront her. Now, if when you leave the room, Gorley or Sona says, "Did you notice that I noticed you got really tense at that one point," I'll be happy to tell them why I'm not happy with you. And if they say, "Well, walk out there and tell Nikki," I'd be like, "Don't, shh, quiet, don't. Here she comes. And so I think that's how I used to be. I've gotten a lot better just chipping away through, therapy, cognitive therapy, wanting to be different, I think, which is the big thing.
Tracing the thoughts.
Yeah, tracing the thoughts. I'm a big believer in cognitive therapy, because it's so logical, which is, when you're panicking, write down on a legal pad, what is it you're afraid will happen? And then one of the things you'll write down is, "Well, I'm afraid that this person will say that I'm ugly." And in that moment, that feels real to you. Walk away, 20 minutes later, come back, look at the list of things that you're really afraid, and you're going to say, those things are going to look stupid to you.
Yeah.
You're going to say, "I'm not ugly. I'm demonstrably a very attractive person, so that's just stupid." Once you're removed from the thought for 25, 30 minutes, and then you see it written down on paper, you see how empty it is. I'm afraid Conan won't speak to me. Well, no, he's not like that. That's not going to happen. I mean, actually, it could.
Now I know.
And guess what? You are right on the edge. But no.
And afraid, I wish.
Yeah. Gurley keeps trying to get back. Damn it. I called him a dirty, rotten Mick. He still has me back. No, but anyway.
That's interesting. Looking at those thoughts, are you just leaving this list of things out around your house for people to stumble upon?
Yeah.
The biggest fears on the fridge.
Yeah. Sometimes I want people to find them, so I write down fake panic thoughts. I'm too good a lover. My penis is too big. And hoping that people will find it and go, oh, you shouldn't be.
I think that's a good way to looking at the thought, looking back on it, how ridiculous it is, because I know this all sounds ridiculous and all these fears I have, but it is interesting to be so scared of confrontation and so scared to stand up for yourself unless you know you're right, which is why I really enjoy being vegan, because I just know it's the only thing I'm sure about I'm right about. Mm-hmm. And I'm not like one of these people that will make you feel bad about eating meat I'm not like that, but it is the only thing maybe I'm certain of that I'm right about.
I have
a thing.
I only eat meat that committed a crime. Like
great.
Yeah, there's a service that will get
yes.
you a cow that trampled someone, a pig that attacked a dog, and so they're tried. They have a fair trial and they have representation, and then they're murdered or put to death.
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah, and
I
so,
could stand behind that.
Yeah, I love eggs. Those are a little tricky because what did the unborn egg do?
Yeah.
But I believe life begins at hatching. So.
Sometimes I think maybe the animal that we are eating ate animals in a past life, so it's paying for it.
No, my way, because I do love, I love eating. I'm a meat eater, and I love meat. So I am very good at very imaginative at coming up with horrible things that that cow did. You know, that entitle me to this wonderful steak.
Yeah,
and that works fine for me.
All the cows you eat are Hitler reincarnated.
They're racist. I eat racist animals. So,
and conversely, I look at a salad and go, "That salad's done too much good in this world.
Yes,
I can't take it out."
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I must set it free.
Yes.
He's always setting his salads free in the wilderness, and he doesn't understand that they can't go anywhere.
He's
always like, "Go, salad, go!
One day,
live your own life."
One day they'll do a little
free-range salads.
Yeah.
You know, isn't it funny to me? It's this very strange thing that happens again and again and again, where I'm taking, and you're such a good example of it, Nikki, where what are the things you fear? You fear criticism.
Yes.
You feel someone saying something to you that's going to be hurtful. There's a side of you that just wants to go and probably be in a room where you don't have to deal with anyone who might be unpleasant or hurtful. And what do? You become a stand-up performer and you are out there all the time. That is this weird duality that fascinates me.
Me too.
Because I know it all too well, and I have proof, which is I have a letter I wrote to the author E.B. White in 1980 when I was, 17, 16. And I wrote him this letter, and I said, I'm really interested in writing and trying to creative stuff, but I'm just so afraid of criticism. And then what do? I'll replace Letterman from obscurity. I'm sure, though, and I knew. So why do we seek out the thing that we most fear and relive it again and again and again?
Because I think we're trying to prove the thing we think about ourselves wrong. You know, like we think we're inherently not really that funny or entertaining or deserving of love, so we are trying to prove that wrong to ourselves by doing the thing that will, if we achieve enough, we'll be convinced of it, which is another paradox because no amount of adoration or acclaim, I mean, I can't speak for you, but I always feel like I'm just tricking everyone. I mean, imposter syndrome, which is a common topic for any performer to struggle with, but why? And I think there's something about stand-up for me, though, that it's not interactive. If you listen to my stand-up, I rarely have any kind of lull. I do not like a lull ever. I don't take my time. I'm so scared I'll get heckled. You're not funny. You suck. Like, I used to like you. I had one guy at a show say, I used to like you. I was a fan. Jesus. This sucks. I like had a Pence reference during, it was right before the 2020 election, and it just triggered him. So that was what that was. But man, that was my biggest fear. I used to like you.
Who's that excited about Pence?
I know. Either way.
Guy, it's like, you can shit on Trump. You can shit on the Supreme Court. But don't you dare mention Pence.
After Pensy. Pensy was.
That just sets me off. I hate that.
Yeah, I try never to talk about Trump on stage because I don't want to know who likes him, because I don't want to resent any parts of my audience. And so I just don't want to know if I don't hear someone laugh at a certain, so I try not to. But there was just some reference about, I was talking about in high school I didn't kiss a boy until I was like 17. I was a prude. Like, I was scared of boys because my mom told me, my mom's sex talk for me was that, like, if you're ever alone with a boy, they'll rape you, essentially, is what she said to me, like, just to scare me.
That was her bedtime story. Now, good night. Click. You don't look like you slept much last night, Nikki. What happened?
Because Dad tried to come in and tell me a story after you, Mom. Yeah, I was terrified of boys. And so I just compared myself to, because it was true, I never was alone with a boy in a room all through high school. I said I was like the Mike Pence of my graduating class. Like, I wouldn't share a room with the opposite sex. And if I did, I would have to go tell Mother. And that's all I said. But this guy got up, and in the middle of the show, I used to I believed in you. And that was even worse to me than
Can I ask, was it Mike Pence?
I know, I was wondering too.
Was he at the show? I loved you!
He doesn't stand up for anything. Where's Alf? Where's Alf? He wants Alf.
I just like Pence likes your early, really dirty stuff. Your hunk about your vagina was fantastic.
Yes.
But what is this? Why did you bring me into it?
It's like, that's why I just am joke. I can't ever have any time where they're just listening to me without a laugh, because I need constant validation. Like, okay, I still have them. I watch Chappelle or these comedians that can take their time and really just like walk you even watching Norm, especially on your show, just being able to just walk you through and have patience with you becoming bored almost.
Yeah, right.
Boy, I can't do that.
The
panic.
The other thing is, I'm going to jump in like I'm your therapist and say,
please.
You're saying you can't do it. You can do it.
Yes.
You can do it. And you aren't funny because you're so well defended. That's not what makes you funny. It's true.
Well, what, don't you think that we are funny because we are defending ourselves?
Well, what I'm saying is whatever. I think there are plenty of things that go into the mix, and most of it happened early on. I think the ingredients that anyone needs to be funny usually come fairly early in life, and then they have them. And then their big fear is they're going to lose them. But I've watched so many people who I really admire that have gone through, they've been in fashion, they've been out of fashion, but they're just always really funny to me. They have that great rhythm, and they try different styles. I promise you, as your friend, I promise you, you don't need to change a thing, but you can breathe into it more because you've earned the right. You've been around for a while, and you've paid your dues, and you're really funny, and people know who you are. And yeah, people come and go. I'm sure I've shed fans that liked me in the 90s, and then there are people that I've had people that really have told me pretty much, I really wasn't into you at all, but now I like the podcast. And I'm very cruel to them.
You should be. They're wrong. They're wrong.
No. But for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I used to hear something like that, and it was like a poison pill or a thorn under your skin. And then later on, as you go on, you just realize I don't have the energy to hang on to that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah. It's too exhausting. So I do think at this point in your career and in your life, you've earned the right to not be on stage thinking, I've got to get through this so no one screams, you suck.
Yes.
And also, I would point out, if you were doing your set and someone screamed out at you, you suck, and everyone heard it, you would be so funny
Yes.
It would be the highlight of the show.
Because then the rage comes out.
But also because they're wrong. And you
Sure.
would have fun. The voice that, earlier in my career, someone shouted out, "You suck," it had the ring of, well, they might be right. There's a good chance they're right. And that's the terror.
Yes.
But when you know they're wrong,
Yeah.
or they're not specific, I would say to someone who yelled that at me, yes, I do suck, but in what specific ways? You better
Yes.
have because there are specific ways
Sure.
in which I suck,
Yeah. I think most
I was
of the time
kidding,
you're
there
right.
really aren't.
No, there's a lot.
Why did everyone go with me on that?
There's
Yeah, we
so
all
many
really
specifics. Should we do a
embrace
list?
that.
No
now?
one saw this, but Gorley just produced a Santa Claus list that unfolded, and it's rolling down 3 flights of stairs and out onto Larchmont Boulevard.
And
It's
then
still going.
People are adding to the list on the street right now. There's a huge
People
line.
have never even
People
met
are
you.
stapling new pieces of paper to it.
Oh my
The
God.
list is now reaching the continent of Asia. It's reached it's gone across the Pacific.
Well, let's get started.
All right, let's go
Like a
through.
CVS receipt.
Yeah, but anyway,
It's a coupon
I'll come up with a list of your faults, Conan. When are you going to be done with that? It keeps on scrolling. You're having so much success, and whenever you're out there killing it, I'm happy for you because you're a good person,
thank
and
you.
I root for you. But I want to go back to talk about St. Louis because you come from St. Louis, and I swear to God, that's got to be key. That's got to be key
think?
to your origin story, don't you think?
Yeah, and I live there now too.
Oh, you moved back?
I moved back there. I moved back during COVID. I was doing your show when everything kind of shut down.
I know.
My parents were
You're-
out here.
Again, it sounds like you're blaming my show.
I was exposed to the coronavirus.
I'm constantly exposing you to things.
And I was out here doing your show, and my parents were with me because they're huge fans, and whenever I can, I like to bring them along. And the world was shutting down, and then I just went back to St. Louis with them because I figured my apartment was in New York, but I have these fucking straws.
You just keep bumping into that straw, don't you? Let me just describe what's happening.
Yes.
We're providing these metallic straws because we're trying to save the oceans, which is, I think, noble of us. But those straws are very aggressive. They stick out quite a ways, and every time you gesture with your hand, you go slamming into it.
Hopping on the
And
edge
this
of my
will
seat.
end up in the ocean.
You're getting vodka all over me. So
I
anyway,
went back to St. Louis because that's where my parents live, and the world was shutting down, and I was kind of scared, and I just stayed there. And I lived with my parents for 10 months.
I don't listen.
At
You
a
are
really good point in my career too.
You are
Things were going good.
Things are going very well for you. I have to tell you, I love my parents.
Yeah.
But if I moved back in with them, I would take my own life within 3 days. And I mean that with so much love and
No.
caring. But I would.
I was thinking about doing that very thing within 3 months. I think was the time frame for me where it got real dark.
And it's just that we're not meant to go back
No.
at that point.
No.
And you are much younger than me, obviously, but I don't see how you could handle that.
I was like 35 or 36 when this was all going down and things were going well. Like, you don't move back in with your parents unless you're broke or Asian, as an adult. So it's acceptable.
I'm sorry, I'm just checking my notes to see if we're in trouble here.
I think
think
it's
we
like
are.
Or Armenian too.
Or Armenian.
Yeah.
Or
It's like
Armenian.
it's a
Live there till
cultural
they get
thing.
Let's say,
married.
yeah.
I think it's sweet, but
Or
when
the
you're,
oldest child in a Catholic family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A computer coder.
Or anyone who's really into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But I was doing it because I was scared of being alone. I saw comedy clubs are going to shut down.
Right.
The places I hang out to not feel alone, and so I just was like, I need mommy and daddy. I mean, it really was me being
understand
scared.
that.
I slept on my parents' floor until I was like 8th grade. Like, I was a scared child. So I think I just reverted back to being horrified, wanting to be with mom and dad, thinking it was going to be a couple weeks, and then it ended up being 10 months. And I only moved out because it just got sad to tell people that I was living with my parents. It got too embarrassing, but I was having a good time. I mean, they're usually, when you live with your parents as an adult or you visit home, they're usually sick. You're seeing this like sad side of things, but my parents are still really vital and fun. And so I was having a great time, but I had to move out, and I was too scared to go back to New York or LA. I was scared to go back to where I would feel constant pressure to be out every night doing stand-up comedy, saying yes to every podcast. I couldn't stop saying yes to things. And so I kind of stayed in St. Louis to stay away from my drug, which is work.
Let me ask you about St. Louis, because my experience, I don't know if you've been on any of these trips, Sona. This may have been before your time, but there were a bunch of times where I had to go as part of an affiliate trip to different cities.
Yeah.
And I think 3 different times I went to St. Louis, and every time I said, well, I want to see St. Louis, and they would say, walk down to the Arch.
Right.
And I would walk down to the Arch and kind of look around, and they'd say, you got it.
Whoa.
Is there something part of St. Louis that people aren't showing me?
Yes.
What were they trying to hide from me? Because I kept saying I want to explore, and they always sent me in the same direction every time.
Well, the
Go
Arch
down to
is
the Arch.
so cool, but it is limited down there.
It's very cool, but there's
Yes.
a park.
Yes.
And there's a plaque that says John Hamm sat here, and that's it. And you get to sit where John Hamm sat, and it feels very John Hammy. And then you move on. But other than that, I thought, why do they keep directing me down to this? It's a nice spot, but that's it.
There's other places too. We've got a nice park, Forest Park. It's bigger than Central Park. That's really nice. We've got a cool children's museum that people go to as a destination called the City Museum.
Right.
There's cool places, but it's spread out. There are little pockets everywhere. So I think that. Yeah, I think they just wanted to keep you just down by that arch, because it is a cool structure, and it isn't. People think like, oh, can you drive through it? Like it's a redwood tree, but no, it's gigantic. You can't drive through it. You walk under it, but it's huge. You can go up in it.
You can go up in it.
You can
There's
go
an
up in
elevator
it.
or something that.
A small elevator that it shifts as you go, so that you're not turning sideways as it goes. So it shifts. It feels very rickety. It's from the 60s, I believe. And then you get up there, and it kind of sways back and forth.
Nothing built in the 60s is safe, and including myself. That was just a bad era. Whenever someone says, no, you're fine, it was built in the 60s, just don't get on it.
Did you hear you've been recalled?
I've been recalled many times. I've been recalled over and over and over again. But no, that is...
Yeah, wait, I gotta ask you about this affiliate thing, because I heard you talk about this when you were breaking down like the history of late night and how it came to be. You go town to town to talk to affiliates to get them to put your show on?
To make nice with them. And it's
For
something...
why?
Okay, this is me as an old-timer telling you how things used to be.
Sure.
Which is, when you got a big TV show, or any show, you needed to go to parties where the people from the affiliate heads would come together, and it was like a convention for them, and they wanted to see the stars.
Yeah.
And I mean, they wanted to see the Friends, they wanted to see Before the Friends, they wanted to see the people from Wings, they wanted to see the people from Frasier. Anyone who was on NBC, they wanted to see them. And I couldn't chart the history of network TV starting from when I got into it in '93, and these parties were massive. I mean, giant ice sculptures of a NBC Peacock, and drinks named after all the different shows, and goodie bags, and massive stars at the time like Kelsey Grammer, and at the time Bill Cosby. People were there, and he had his own drinks he was handing out.
Oh no!
No, they were. Anyway, my point is, they'll clean that up.
Please.
I'm moving it to the front.
Yeah. I had so many of those. And then I'd wake up dressed as Lord Fauntleroy. This isn't my outfit. But they had these massive affiliate events. And then I swear to God, by the time I left, by the time I'm getting out of it, it was Cash Bar. We tried to get a puppet for this event, but Alf said no. It really was sort of
lead back to Al.
Yeah, you could see
He's 20 years out of doing his show, and he's still
I know,
won't do
and
it.
he still wouldn't do it. And he's an inanimate puppet. They didn't even want the guy who worked Alf. They just wanted Alf, and Alf said no. But I mean, it was so I saw the whole thing. But I was still part of that time when you had to go and talk to affiliates. And I remember it as late as 2009, going to Oklahoma City, and they had me get on a horse and ride it around I mean, you felt like you were running for a national office. And
But would they not air your show that is a part of the lineup if you don't go?
No, they would, but it was a way to, be a team player.
Okay.
In retrospect, it seems insane, because
Yeah.
now we live in this different world where there's streaming, and no one's going town to town. Hey, folks, let me tell you about the Conan show. Gather around, bring the kids. Now, let me tell you something. Any questions here, yes? Well, it'd be on the television. Yes, it will, Clem. It will.
Where's Alf?
Yeah, where's Alf? Well, Alf couldn't be here.
Boo.
But he's inanimate. I know. It's just a fucking puppet. I know he couldn't make it.
Where's Al?
Do you have any puppets? No, we don't. But it was just a different time. So that's what you did.
Yeah.
It's just so funny now that it would never occur to me that and when I talk to younger people about the old days of television, it's just so strange. They act like I'm a fossil, but that's what it was like.
Do you miss that time, or is there things about it that you're like, oh, I'm so glad that kind of stuff is over?
I'm happy that it was so much extra work that no one ever saw. There was all of this work and chasing around and talking to people. I mean, I did it before. I did it in '93. I did it a couple times throughout those years. I used to have to call affiliates and check in with them.
God.
And but I was always on the verge in the early years of getting canceled, and they would
So
say,
you would do anything they said.
they would say,
this might help.
call these people, and I would get on the phone and go, hi, I'm doing my best on the show. Well, it's not performing that well on Arma. I know. But it was, those were grim times. But I'm glad that that's done, and I think
Seems
now,
exhausting on top of doing a nightly show.
yeah, there was a sick part of me that kind of liked it. I have a political side in that I like to work a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to press the flesh, and I almost take it as a challenge. So sometimes they'd turn me loose on a room, and I would just go through the whole room. And I just there was part of me that liked it, but ultimately it was energy that you were expending that wasn't going into the creative product. And that was ultimately, I think, not terrific. I'm obsessed with you host, and I think you're also involved in the production. You're an executive of F-Boy Island.
Yeah.
And I know that Sona will never speak to me again if I don't bring up F-Boy Island.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Love F-Boy.
And we know that's
I
short.
just-
We know
Thank
it's
you.
short for. Is it Fine Boy Island?
It's fuck boy.
What?
Yeah. I thought it was fine boy.
Well, that's what my mother told me. She's a big fan. They're really fine boys.
Some of them are. I say it's short for fragile boy.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
Oh.
because
Nice.
that's where it comes from.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Fearful.
How involved are you in choosing? Because it's how many women?
So it's 3 women who are looking for relationships, looking for love, and then there are, we lost a couple this year. They're supposed to be 15 and 15, but we lost.
To a terrible disease. We lost them to fire.
It is really hard to contain F-boys, I gotta tell you. When they're in Cabo and, the PAs that we're hiring to make sure that they don't get out and get out into the community, I mean, they got out, and so we lost them.
Wait a minute.
Lion preserve.
How many?
They're gonna kill me for saying this.
Let's
but
be
I love
clear
it.
about this. But how many boys is it?
It's 15. It was 15
Jesus.
and 15. So it's 30 boys. 15 are nice guys. That means that, they say they're nice guys. There's no way to really check, but
They've cast themselves as nice boys,
and
kind of.
we do check and make sure that they're mama's boys. They've been in good relationships. Their ex-girlfriends don't have bad things to say about them. They're looking for a relationship. And then there are guys that are there for the followers, the clout, the money prize at the end. If you get to the end and convince this girl that despite being an F-boy, you are actually ready for a commitment, you have a chance at a cash prize. And then
How many escaped?
there were like
They didn't
2
escape.
or 3 that we lost. That they really did escape.
It'd be great if you were driving and you just saw one run across the highway
We
naked.
did.
No, really?
did.
We'll let you tell the story.
I
So
would really would be driving around Cabo and I would just go, is that Garrett? What is Garrett doing out? I go, Garrett, get back to that boy.
So there's at least 15 boys.
There were
I'm
15, but now on the show it's 13. I had to do change the voiceover to there are 13 F boys and 13 nice guys, but there were two more of each.
So they've just
That we lost
You
either
lost
to being
them.
boring, and they got cut, or they literally went out and partied and got hookers or something. These guys really party. I mean, they're
Fuckboy's gonna
used to
fuck,
they're
man.
used to having
Boy's gotta
multiple women a night.
You know what I love? You
and-
just basically said you called him in on the carpet and go, "Excuse me, when we hired you, fuck boy, We didn't intend for you to be out fucking. Now, you signed here a document that says I promise to be a good fuckboy.
We tried.
And you are out of fucking and a sucking. You don't really have a legal leg. You don't have a legal leg to... When we brought you to Cabo to fuck, we didn't think you'd go into Cabo and fuck.
If anything, they have a legal case against
Yeah,
you.
we put them up at like a Holiday Inn Express next to Sammy Hager's Cabo Wabo.
yeah.
Like it was calling to them. I mean, we tried to like put them a little bit more off campus, but they kept breaking
Off campus.
and getting out.
Stay in the library.
'Cause
Finish your thesis.
That's a huge part of these shows is keeping these reality stars contained. Wow. No
so
phones.
you know what I love? It's so funny to me that you've got basically 15 testosterone, I'm sure good-looking, hot F-boys. They get loose.
They get loose.
Now, you put
Wait,
a...
what if they blend with the population and they have to introduce another type of like fuck girl to try to take down the fuck boy? How they do snakes in the Amazon and things like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like the natural ecosystem.
You are
there
putting
is
way
so-
too much thought into
don't
this.
blow our
telling you,
spin-off series.
This is why I'm not a fuck boy.
This is.
There's another reason.
Is it one that I don't know of?
Well, you smoke a pipe, a corncob pipe.
I don't.
Affectations like that. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Do you think there really are people that are looking for a real relationship?
No.
Exactly, right?
Well, here's the thing. This is what I do believe about these shows, and I begged for this hosting job. Like I wanted it so bad because I've always watched these shows, enjoyed them more than any other show.
Yeah.
And I really fall for it. Like I do believe these people fall in love, and there's always a part of me that goes, "Are they really?" But they really are. Like these shows, when you're put into a bubble where you have no cell phone, you have no family or friends to talk to. All you're doing is going on dates, and all you're doing is talking to the other guys or the other girls that you're with about the guys and the girls that you're interacting with. And every interview you do with a producer is like, "So Ryan really likes you. How are you feeling about him?" Like I saw you light up when you talked. Like. You quickly fall in love, and it is not fake. Like it really is a pressure cooker for deep love. I mean, I see these people fall really, really hard, and it's real, and I feel it, and I get chills during elimination ceremonies. I tear up, and I know it's called F-Boy Island. I know how stupid this is. I saw the casting tapes, but it really, these people leave the island devastated or in love.
Wow.
It's like it
I
really
believe
does happen.
That. It's like it's experiment in a
Yeah,
way, and
it's
and
like a zoo. It's like we put when people say that reality shows are fake, it bothers me because the scenarios are fake, but the emotions, these people are not that good of actors. It would be impossible. The emotions are real. No one watches two pandas mate and is like, that's so fake. You know, in a zoo, it's like, no, well, we put them there and they're gonna mate eventually.
Well, when
hopefully.
the female panda has an orgasm, I'm like, no.
Well, that's not happening.
That panda is totally,
You can tell
trust
when a
me.
female panda is really having an orgasm.
Yeah. So, would you, and I know that you're a producer on this and a host, and so you have clout, would you consider at all letting me be one of the F-boys? Hold on, let me say it. It's F-boys and Conan. So everyone knows it's me. I'm not playing anyone else, but it's me as me. I talked to my wife, who will happily give me a hall pass. She wants me out of the house.
Yes.
And I'm there, but I'm myself.
Yes.
I'm totally myself.
You would kill. I mean, they would love you.
No, they
because
wouldn't.
Honestly, Conan, they would. Yes, they would.
I have no. When I take my shirt off, there's no six pack. There's nothing like that.
It would be a jarring juxtaposition to the men that we have. I'm not going to deny you. But you're so tall.
That is so nice.
And you're so famous. You have a great head of hair. You have a nice body. You would do fine. And first of all, you're famous. These guys, we have... So on season 2, we have one person or a couple people that you recognize from season 1. And these girls, when they see a guy from season 1, I mean, it is like he's Brad Pitt. You have such an advantage for being a little bit known. So you kill.
But I would do a lot of what I would...
funny.
I would just say, and I'm Conan O'Brien. And I wouldn't even... After that, I would just totally name drop. I would try and just ride the fact that they knew who I was, if they knew who I was.
Yeah, they would.
Can you fuck?
Yeah.
Like, can you really?
Well, that's an issue.
You don't have to do
That's going to
that
be a
on the
problem.
show.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And not just because I'm married and I love my wife.
Right.
Right.
There's another issue.
Okay.
It's a surgical problem. but there's a doctor in Prague who says he can fix it.
I bet there's one in Cabo too.
You can get it way
The one in
cheaper.
Cabo isn't really a licensed doctor. I've seen the work. It's fantastic.
You would be so fun on the show.
But
oh my God,
no,
we
it's
need
just
you.
it does crack me up, the idea of going down the long line of guys and then me.
Yeah.
And I have no shirt on, and I'm my age with my coloring. And
They'd love it.
I'm just playing it totally like myself.
The funny guys kill on the show.
Are you shirtless, or do you have like your long UV protection shirt on, your bucket hat?
I think I would have the stuff I wear at the beach that I've always said makes me look like Rose Kennedy on Hyannisport. And I'd have the zinc oxide on the nose.
Yeah.
And the giant crazy sunglasses that block out side light. So I've got that, and then some kind of weird orthopedic shoe that's been built for that's also been built for the sand. You know, for arch support. But I'm there. But then the whole time, I'm constantly talking about the things that interest me.
Yes.
Like, you know,
what are you like on a date?
Yeah, I'd be talking about like these weird historical facts, and I'd be talking about things that I find interesting, like the Robert Caro books on Lyndon Johnson. And then every now and then I just turn to camera and say, "But I'm down to fuck."
I would love.
And anytime I take them on a date, I bring a large book with me.
Oh my God.
You should have your own spin-off, Fuckboy Manor.
Welcome to Fuckboy Manor. Is there much fucking around here? Not really. We discourage that.
I want you on the next season. I want you at an elimination ceremony. I want to call you down, Conan. So you had a date with Mia this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mia seems. Did you have fun, Mia? She did. She had a great time with you ziplining. How did it go for you, Conan? How are you feeling about Mia right now?
I tore my rotator cuff. My body weight, when I had to hang from the zip line,
See, this is what
We were
turns
really
me
gonna-
on.
I couldn't. It totally. I could hear it tear. Because I can't support my own body weight, but thank God Mia, she managed to get me to the infirmary right away.
You guys seem to have a connection.
My fireman carried him.
Yeah. Thank you, Mia.
You're welcome.
When you firemen carried me to the emergency, and it
Tamaris has reasons to doubt you, though, that your intentions with Mia might not be completely true.
Well-
are you here as an F-boy?
yes, I'm not sure I understand.
You say no.
You gotta say no
You're
all
trying
along.
to
You gotta
convince-
lie.
But I want them
Mia-
to know that I can F if called to F.
Said like a true F-boy.
Yeah.
Can't even say what the word.
Excuse me. Let me make it quite plain that though not an F-boy in intent, if called to F, I shall F repeatedly and with great vigor. I will F to the right, F to the left. Conan, why are you wearing a monocle? I have sight difficulties with my
Stop
right.
pointing that cane at me.
Conan, why are you wearing a 1920s straw boater hat? You've been on the show many times and always been incredible. And you're having, some people have a moment, and I think that's nice they're having this moment. You're having more than a moment, and it's because you deserve it. Because you are a spectacular joke writer, an amazing performer, and your work ethic is off the charts. So to me, when I watched, everyone was like, oh my God, Nikki Glaser or Tom Brady roast, and you had this moment, you're always having moments like that. It's just that the planets lined up and everybody was watching.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was not, oh, isn't this incredible? Nikki had this amazing night. That's what you do.
Thank you.
And I'm telling you that I could tell that behind this incredible set, which will endure because it really is, no one's going to do a better roast set than that. I don't believe. I think you just did this thing, which is now going to be like, okay, where is it on the Nikki Glaser scale? It's a 6.2. Really, that's pretty good. It's not her 10. I looked at that and I thought, this is lots of talent, but talent, I've always said, doesn't interest me that much. What really interests me is work ethic and process. And I could tell And then later on, I read
Good,
interviews.
because my talent is my work ethic.
Well,
I do believe.
Guess what? I'm right with you. That I know. I honestly believe that. I was looking at it and I was thinking she was not in a car on the way to this event writing this on the back of an envelope.
Right.
This is someone who got the assignment, and you correct me if I'm wrong, and it was like, okay, I'm going for it, and I'm going to put the work in. So you tell me what you did.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. I knew it was going to be this moment that a lot of people would watch or talk about, or I didn't realize it would be as big as it was. But all these roasts that I've done, I've always kind of done the same process where I like hire a team of writers and I treat it like, oh, if I was hosting the Oscars or something, I wouldn't do it alone. You like your stand-up act. I think a lot of times stand-ups have to pride themselves on like, we just write everything ourselves. And I do that with my own stand-up act. But this, I was like, I want it to be a collaborative effort. I know that that's how I've done great in the past. And it's not my natural inclination to be like a roasty person. I have to kind of get in that mode. So I instantly assembled a team and was like, here's who's going to be doing the roast, start sending me jokes. And then I start thinking in roast mode, and then I can start writing jokes. And then I took that set out so many times to different clubs, every single place, and then meeting with writers afterwards, in between sets, moving things around. Oh, let's change that word. Should I say retarded or retard? Like getting down, like having really.
I'm so glad you went with retard.
Right?
I really,
like
sorry.
having these really intense discussions about just the way you do when you're preparing for something like this. But I just couldn't. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to have a set. No matter what happened, I knew that I could walk away from that, whether I did poorly or great. I tried my best, and then I would have no regrets.
I love the feeling of doing well, but I also, maybe more than that, hate and despise and loathe the feeling of I missed it.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so sick to my stomach and so awful for so long, and then revisits me like
potential.
Marley's ghost, like time after time after time in the night. You missed it. It wasn't as good as it could have been.
I get shivers down my spine. I literally will convulse. I'll be in bed and go, ugh. I'll shake with a line that I could have said, that I blew in that moment, and it'll send a shiver down. Like my boyfriend will sometimes see me, and I'm just like, oh, because I go, I could have said this one thing, and I'm plagued by regret about things, and I just wanted to not. I'm always trying to avoid that feeling because it's the worst feeling.
My wife will be in, she turns in usually earlier, a little bit earlier. So she's usually like reading, or she's about to go to sleep, and I'll be brushing my teeth in the bathroom, and I'll be like, fuck!
Yeah.
And she'll be like, what happened? What happened? Like a bat flew in and bit you? And I'll say, no! My interview with Eartha Kitt, 1994. I didn't have the experience, and she came at me, and it was just a mess.
Yes.
And I'm not kidding. And
no, I'm sure.
But I was looking at your set was relentless. And at a certain point, I can tell that there's one thing when, I don't know, it's like in physics or something where a fire is so hot that then the air around it catches fire and there's no stopping it. At some point, you got to a point where you knew, oh, you had to. I can see it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think before, when people have asked me about this, I've said I never really felt okay and like I could relax until I sat down. But I think when you just said that, I'm like, no, there was a point where I felt the audience like embrace me, and I felt there's just these moments where you get confidence that you don't necessarily have walking into it. And I go, oh, actually, I do. I think I do deserve to be here. And maybe these people like me, and like they trust that this is going to go well. And I've said this so many times. I don't even need to look at the prompter. Like, I didn't need to read it. I was kind of on my own. I had it memorized.
Well,
and so I just felt
know what you have coming
in the pocket.
So know, like, I have, you're a bombardier, and like, well, I've dropped 35, but there's 75 still back in the payload, and so you're loaded up, and so,
I think I had probably there was one joke in the middle that the wording was tripping me up on a couple sets. So once I got past that one, which was the one that was going to be my Achilles heel, once I got over that, I was like, okay, well then the rest of this is going to be fine. I know what you said, I know what I have coming. I felt prepared, and it really taught me that I need to do that more often. I need to give that kind of effort to everything I do. And then there was this moment afterwards where I was like, I can't give that much effort to everything I do.
No,
like,
you
it
can't.
was
But you know what? You
exhausting.
have to choose your spots. Like,
Yeah.
I've had moments in my life where where something's coming up and it's, on a big scale. And what I do is I act like this is a bank heist. I have to find 8 people who are going to help me plan this. We work on it every day.
Yeah.
And you were there, Sona, when I would, whether it was, hosting award shows or a White House Correspondents' Dinner or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do the late night show. And then when the show is over, we're all going right upstairs and jokes are going to fight it out and new jokes are going to come in and some jokes that we thought were funny are going to drop out. And it's just going to be, and you do that and you go 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 and you do that for weeks. And I think the reason I talk about this stuff, some people might listen and say like, well, this isn't, this is not fun to hear about. And I think people need to know that it's not just really smart, funny person, Nikki Glaser got up in a room and killed, that there's a whole arc behind it that speaks to your character that brought you to that point. And I do think people need to know that.
Well, sometimes I'm like, I don't want anyone to know because I want them to think I just did this on my own and it was just off the top of my head and I'm just that funny all the time. And the truth is that was so much preparation going into that. It felt like a Olympic balance beam gymnast routine. Like that's how precise everything had to be in that moment. And because it was live and there was no edit, and past roast, you can kind of go, oh, this joke kills 80% of the time. I'll take a risk with that 20%. If it happens, they'll cut it out. I know the editor. I can text him. But this was like, no, we only have to do 100% jokes that do 100%. So we had to get them to that or they didn't make the cut. And that was really sad because a lot of jokes didn't make the cut. But I felt afterwards, I had like a couple days, maybe even longer, of feeling like, oh no, everyone's going to expect me to be like in this roast mode all the time where I'm just this like assassin that gets up there and is always this on. And it's just not, that just took, I can't do that every day.
Also,
and I felt scared about.
You're such a nice person, and the thing is, no, you are. You're I've known you a long time. You're a very nice person, and unfailingly nice to like. You come in the building. You're kind to everybody. You're very genuine. You've always been extremely kind to me, and it gets to this point where you think it's great to kill at a roast, but also what's so nice is. I watched your special, Someday You'll Die. And it's very different from the roast, but very good and also very good. And my point is you can do so much more than that you don't want to be someone who's like, it's Nikki, the roast girl. You don't want to do that because there's a lot more to you than that. And, there's...
I think, but when I did the roast, it was like, everyone's like, this is the greatest thing we've ever seen. You won MVP. I've never gotten that for anything I've ever done in my life. I mean, maybe for appearances on your show, because honestly, I treated that in the same way. I would prepare in ways that I don't really prepare for, no offense, I do prepare a lot for talk shows, but you just have meant so much to me that I wouldn't, I would always have everything memorized that I was going to say and like know the beats and know the order. And it was like, there was a lot of work went into all those appearances. And I would get that kind of, those accolades after I would do those things. And I go, I can't live up to this. I just gotta be who I am, and it's so tough. Isn't it? Like to just accept that you aren't what you might want to be, because I want to be you, and I'm just not, and that's okay. And I watch you, and sometimes it's hard to watch you, to be honest, because you are so sharp and quick, and your word choice is so. I studied.
What did you just say?
This is just making me.
I would
You
love
want to be him?
I would love to be Conan O'Brien.
No,
I
you
would give
wouldn't.
anything.
No, you wouldn't.
I know you're a tortured soul, but
But can I just say, No.
But he also tortures other souls.
Right.
That's
fun.
called collateral damage. And you're going to take it. Last time I checked, you're still getting a paycheck. you have this capability of going crazy dark, but then pulling up the plane before it gets to be too,
I just talking about suicide in my special and suicidal thoughts, like I've had those for so long, and I've been doing comedy for over 20 years and never really talked about it on stage or felt like it was like something I could reveal because I felt ashamed about it, because I was like, I also don't want people to think in the business that I'm going to kill myself someday, therefore they won't give me a job because I'm a liability. But it turns out they don't give a shit. It's like if you kill yourself, their show will do better.
Yeah.
I really thought
you've
I
really
won't get
looked
a
at
job.
the numbers here. Wow,
I
you've really
thought
crunched
it would
it.
affect my career.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, to say that you think that way, because then I learned that, those thoughts don't mean you're going to do anything with it. And then I was thinking, okay, what's funny about this? And the ability to make a chunk of jokes about having thoughts about wanting to kill myself, real thoughts, and being able to have people laugh at that and being able to get out of that and put that in my special was a huge achievement, because that chunk was not doing well for a while. But then I kind of broke it when I figured out that you can excuse anything you're talking about if someone in your life was affected by that thing. Like, you can joke about cancer if you're like, well, I lost my partner to cancer, and like, oh, I've been through it.
Yeah,
or
you do a great run
I
on
have
this,
cancer.
actually,
And
yeah.
when I just had that moment of like, oh, I can talk about suicide because I'm going to kill myself someday. Like that kind of, when I have that excuse, I like to find ways in comedy where you can say offensive things and no one can be mad at you. Because I really don't want people to be mad at me. I really like having that to back up and say, well, it's just true.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to offend anyone. I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want people to leave feeling, having a panic attack because I brought up something they've been through. So I do offer refunds to my shows.
Oh,
But if you leave my show panicked because I said some word that made you think of something that happened to you, I'll Venmo you back your money. At least the part of your ticket that I got made.
Yeah.
I really will, because I don't like.
there'll be cheapskates going. I didn't like the part where you went, welcome everybody. Or thank you, you've been great. That really
dad never
triggered
said
me.
thank you.
So I want my money back.
Yeah.
That's like eating a full meal at Denny's and saying, yeah,
Yes.
this didn't quite do it for me.
Yeah.
There's a very funny thing that you said in your special, which was actually, it served two purposes. First of all, because you were talking about suicidal ideation and people that have any of those kind of thoughts, you give the number people that should call, which is
988.
988. And you say 988's the number you call if you're having, and I thought, like, that's important. I wanted to repeat that. And then you said it's not 911.
Yeah.
And you had a really funny, you mimed what happens if you call 911.
If you call 911, they're like, I think I'm going to kill myself. They're like, call us when you do. And then they hang up on you. Because why is there another number? Why do we need it?
Yeah, we don't do that part. You call 988, and then we come later on if
Call us back when your jaw is hanging off. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's,
but I thought that was a great joke because it was really funny and informational. Like, I thought, okay, you got the information out.
That is what I wanted to do, because I don't think legally you can talk about suicide without saying something like that. And I was already wanting to get that number out because it was a long number. It was like a 1-800 number that no one could remember before. And so now they shortened it. And I have I think I have a deal with myself. I don't think I'll ever do that, and would never even attempt. I've never even been close to attempting, but because I'd have to clean my room first. I always realize because I'm gonna have company. The coroner's coming over, and so I really do think that.
My God, that's so fucking dark.
It's such a darker version of your grandmother saying, "Make sure you have clean underwear in case you have to go to the hospital." That is a much darker version of that.
Yeah, but I think and I honestly think my vanity has kind of like kept me from even going to the next thought. And so I wanted to get that number out there because I know that there are a lot of people that, are like, no one cares. I'm gonna kill myself, and I always say, just call the number first. You can do it after. Just at least call the number first. And I'm not saying do it after, but I'm saying if you are so dead set on this, but okay, so let's just see. Just reach out to someone. And I think it's very important to get that out there. But it was that was an achievement for me to be able to talk about that. And I have even more to say in my next special, it turns out.
So I'm going to trick you into saying it here, and then you can't do it.
No.
No, I'm kidding. You simulate a gangbang by yourself in a mini dress
Yeah.
on a stool. And it is really something to see. And I was thinking, first of all, I learned a lot about because I'm so uptight and naive in my own way that I'm not quite sure how a gangbang works. And then you're acting it out on a stool, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was
That's how it
laughing,
works.
but also there was a how-to element to it for
well,
me.
that's how I when I was talking about what the porn that I watch and that involves gangbangs, I really thought like everyone kind of knew what that was, and then I realized I thought back to before I had gone down that road in the porn world, because you don't start there. I don't think I'm. That's where I'm ending either. I think there's many places I can still go.
You know what? Always you can always grow. You can always grow.
Yeah.
You can always expand and
Porn knows.
Don't limit yourself.
Don't dream big, because
Right.
porn.
I started with just naughty nurses.
That is where you started.
And now I'm with naughty orthopedics.
Well, they know, because if you watch porn, they'll suggest things to you that they think you'll like. And the other day, I felt so proud of myself because I saw something that involved urine. Like, it was like just the thumbnail, and I could see that it involved urine, and I just was like, oh God. And I felt so like good that there is a bar for me. And then I can tell, because I'm like, no, I don't want that. And I could tell the site is just like, okay, we'll see you next week. Like, oh, sorry, we jumped the gun on this.
Yeah, you're a little early.
But you will be
You're
here.
a week away.
This is where it ends.
We've crunched the numbers, Nikki.
This is where you're headed. And I am.
Nikki
it just
at
gets
69, hot dick.
There is this
I'm just
low
imagining
to
what
it.
I just think I nailed.
Yeah.
Clearly never watch porn.
I like that you think you have to have a username.
I know.
It's so cute.
Shit, I've been using my actual name.
No.
Yeah, but it's all like Victorian porn.
Oh, okay.
It's all things like, I'll have that hoop skirt off you.
I'm listening.
Once I finish this snuff.
But it is watching porn, like, it's a lonely thing. Obviously, you're doing it mostly when you're alone, but there's so much funny stuff going on in that world, and you don't really have anyone to talk to about it. And so it's on stage, being able to share my experience in that world and have people laugh. It's like the only way, because I can't even talk to my friends about the stuff that they watch. Like, it's not even something you really can't talk to anyone about what you see on there and what you witness. And I find that comedy is a great way to, like, for me to kind of exercise that guilt that I have of the stuff that I'm witnessing, because I'm not alone. Because these are gangbang's a category that's like right up.
But don't you
center.
think, you just said this is kind of where I want to go with this. That is so much of what I think this is about, kind of, which is
shame.
Well, no, but also you saying, I don't know. I have in my life, I have people that think, oh, it must be nice to be in that situation. And I think, I don't know it. It's just been a constantly evolving situation, and pain is a regular part of it, and disappointment. And I think we have a world that doesn't show that. They just show almost in that Kardashian way, like everything's cleaned up and looks so perfect and looks so idealized. And I just think it's really important for people to understand that, okay, this is what it takes to be a Nikki Glaser, and this is these are the things that are part of your personality, and you share it with people, and it's really funny. But I think I hate to say, because it sounds so corny, but I also think it does some good.
Yes.
For young women that are
adamant about telling the secrets that make me look a certain way on TV, or make me even perform a certain way. Like, I need people to know this is not just how I'm showing up, because I grew up looking at women in magazines, and we didn't really know. We knew about airbrushing, but we didn't know about all, like, the teams that they had around them, and I didn't know about fake eyelashes or hair extensions and all these things. And so whenever I do anything, or get compliments on my looks or anything like that, I remember I was working on that show F-Boy Island, and the director's young daughters came to set, and I was really just dolled up. I looked like a princess, and they were like, "You're so beautiful." And I go, "Girls, let's look at this. I took out my hair, which I have on right now. I unclipped it. I go, this is all fake. Every woman you see on TV is wearing this stuff." I go, "These are fake eyelashes." And the director's in my ear, and he goes, "Thank you so much for doing this because no one does this, and these girls were admiring me in a way that they wouldn't had I not been wearing all that stuff. And they need to know because I suffered so much from not knowing that stuff. So I think that's really what drives everything I do. Is like I want young girls especially to have all the information that they need to go forward and not feel so like there's something wrong with them because they don't look that way or they don't have that kind of success or they don't have they don't know, they're not as sexually advanced. I mean, that was a real problem for me as well, was just that I was scared of boys for so long and felt like I think that's why I talk about sex all the time, is because I just didn't have information about it, so I was scared about it. Yeah. And I didn't want to do it. And my mom also told me at a very young age, if you're ever alone with a boy, they'll all rape you. And so she literally gave me that sex talk. That was because she wanted to scare me, like that kind of parental thing of. But she also,
I think I'm just gonna say, I think she took the wrong course there.
Yeah, when she used to, my mom would watch me, my dad would go to work. We lived on like a river. And she was so scared that I would venture off and drown that she told me, if you ever go down to that river, if you ever go past this driveway, you will die. Jeez. You will die. And so, you just believe her. Then my dad would come home and go like, let's go kayaking. And I'd go, no! And I'd be screaming. And he wonders why I don't like the outdoors now. But I really, I was just a terrified child. My first word as a child, multisyllabic word, was dangerous. And I would point out things that were dangerous. And I was completely in fear of everything. I couldn't public speak. And in 7th grade, I would have to, present during recess, or when the other kids were like at recess alone with the teacher. My dad would have to call because I would shake so much in front of the class. I would always do presentations that were glow in the dark so that I could do it in the dark so that no one would see me shake. And then one time Mrs. Tucky was like, why don't you give the presentation with the lights on and then we turn it out? And I was like, no, that's not the plan. And I'm just shaking so much, my kneecaps. I would feel like I was going to fall over. And and then that really butted up against the fact that I wanted to be on TV. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I just remember there was a moment where I was just like, if you can't live in regret, you're going to regret if you don't try. And so I signed up for a play that I had no business doing, but I just had to go do it and I think that's my whole life, is just signing up for things I'm scared of, saying yes to things that I'm terrified I'm going to fail at. Sure. And then I have to fulfill it because I don't want to disappoint people. And I think that's really a key component of my success. When I walked away from the roast being, I was trying to just throw myself under the bus constantly of like, it's like when someone wins the Super Bowl or MVP. It was really a team effort. And it really was for me with my team. But I was like, okay, walk away. You know what? I'm going to give myself credit for I know what's funny. I'm a good curator. And I really did run that. I know I picked that set and someone else could have had every element that I had and would have done a totally different set. So I give myself some credit for that. I give myself some credit for the performance and the timing. And I did write a lot of the jokes and I could find a way to say, okay, I'm special, but then I also don't want to think that I'm special either. I don't want to think too much that I'm special.
Yes, I understand that. Believe me.
But I'm really hot.
I understand that you are.
And that's what I'm taking away from
Drop
this.
dead gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
And you can't walk around thinking that, but every now and then you've got to just go into like a phone booth, if they even exist anymore.
Where's this going?
No, go into a phone booth and shut it and just be like, say,
phone booth?
You say quietly to yourself, Nikki, I am very hot. And then you come out of the phone. That's all.
You need to say that to yourself.
Yeah, you do too, Conan. I know,
you're
like, hey,
so
I'm
attractive. A handsome guy.
Yeah,
but
there are 2 of those little isolation phone booths here in the studio that you guys
we could do that.
We'll each go into our separate phone booths and talk about how hot we are.
Do you ever do affirmations? Because I honestly do that sometimes. Not the beautiful
Mine are all
one,
negative.
That's the problem.
Various negative things about myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you have the same struggle of feeling like less than in various ways.
But you know what's interesting? I think you can probably relate to this. I believe that our core sense of self is molded at a very early age. Mm-hmm. And so I was in a very different situation when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. And that's when my view of the world and my place in it was formed. It's like that's when the cement dried. And then later on...
And what is that view? What do you take away from that age?
Oh, getting picked last to be on a team.
Right.
Kids give me a hard time. I got a funny name. I've got a lot of freckles and orange hair. And I don't quite know where I fit in.
And is that when the amping up the sense of humor kind of took over?
I think it's
at
when,
that age?
I think what happens, I've always had this theory that you look in, you're given this like little bag of tricks when you're born. You don't even know what's in there. And then you spend time finding little things and you're like, is great athlete in here? Jeez, I don't see it.
Yeah.
And for me it was
Totally.
For me it was, this bag feels kind of light. Like I'm walking around and seeing other people with their bags and they're just like, all this stuff is coming out of it. Harp prodigy, can throw a fastball 90 miles an hour, looks like a young Cary Grant. And I'm going like,
it's just some chapstick and an old receipt.
But also, and also, there's still a lot of it's a relatively new bag, so there's a lot of tissue they put in it just to fill out the bag.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, it looked fuller, but this is just tissue. And then,
so where did you get the first kind of inclination that you have a special skill for comedy? Because that had to be where you
like,
go. I found it in my bag.
3rd, 4th grade, I start to realize that
young.
Yeah, I start to realize that. People are really laughing when I'm doing things, and then they kind of give me a break. But then I keep devaluing it, and I keep thinking, well, that's just for your friends. That doesn't really... So it took a while. I mean, it's really not until college that I see the real value of... Wait a minute, writing...
Because that's when the pussy started coming in.
Oh, man. Yes.
Professor Pussy here.
Yeah, Professor Pussy.
He's drowning in puss.
Yeah. Nope.
But what in college? That's when there's something
that's
here.
when I started. Yeah, but then it still took a long time because physically, it took me a long time for me to come into my own because I grew tall late, very quickly, and I'm 6'4", 155 pounds. And I've talked to structural engineers, and they say that's not possible. And I'm like, and I see pictures from that era, and I look, it's fucking crazy. I'm so
crazy. Yeah, that's what happened to me too. Like I was anorexic at college. I've probably told this on this podcast before, but it was absolutely. I loved comedy, absorbed it all. Was always just laughing at my friends and just admiring them for how funny they were, and I definitely had funny lines here and there, and I just would study comedy. But it wasn't until college where. I was so, skinny and no one wanted to be friends with me. And I was so just someone that everyone was making fun of and whispering about that I was like, I gotta do something else that people are going to talk about. I got to take control of this. And that's when I started to hear, oh, you're funny. And then that's when I found that in my bag. I didn't know that I was looking in that bag that you're talking about for so long of like, what is going to be my fucking thing? Like, I know I want to be a performer. I know I want to be on TV, but doing what? Wasn't good at acting, I didn't go to even like a performing arts high school, but I was still getting like Jewish townsperson B and the Diary of Anne Frank, and I was a senior. Like this was supposed to be my moment to finally get the lead. And
hey, if you do it right, that's the role. That's the role people talk about. Forget this Anne Frank bitching and moaning. Look at that Jewish townsgirl in the back.
Do you feel the same way? Do you say yes to things that you're scared of, and then do you dread it?
Yes, I say yes to things, and it's funny because you've been around for this, Sona, but I'll say yes to things, and they always say the same thing. You're gonna they're almost hoping I don't say yes because they know the hell that I'm gonna go through, but then they're going to be part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to be going, oh, great. Okay, so this is now in 6 weeks? How am I supposed to do this?
Yep.
This can't be done.
Yep.
No one's ever stood up and done this. And they'll be like, yeah, they do it all the time.
Like Hot Ones. I really want to ask you about what your preparation was going into that.
I don't think there was any preparation.
What? I mean...
The only preparation was
Dr. Arroyo.
And so my first thought was, I don't want to just taste the wings and talk about the wings. I have to go in and be a total asshole. I just have to. And I have to have a physician present, and that has to be Jose.
Good.
But that's kind of all I knew. And then everything else from then is just, this has to keep ramping up from the thing that just happened.
Because I've seen most of what you've done, and I've never seen you, you're not someone who drinks a lot, and you don't lose control. You're always in control, even if you're seemingly out of control.
Right.
And I felt like it was the first time I had ever seen you maybe on the brink of losing control because you were in so much pain. But you were fighting it, and you still had it. And it was one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen.
Thank you.
It was, I've read everything afterwards about, all the interviews you've done, and I've seen you talk about it on the show, and I've watched his interview with you on this podcast, Dr. Arroyo on this podcast, countless times, and shown everyone. I think is one of the funniest 20 minutes I've ever seen in my life of any. It was so fucking funny that he was. I thought I was meant to take your pulse.
No, I know.
It's one of the funniest lines I've ever heard in my life.
God bless Jose. And you know what's really funny is I read so many comments of people saying that they thought Jose was going to come in as himself and that I was going to be myself and we were going to cop to and just do like a behind the scenes. It's like, no, fuck you. That's not what we're doing.
It was so perfect.
This is going to be our relationship
it's one
for the
of
rest,
the
for the rest of our lives.
It's my favorite thing of the year. But I want to know because I don't think I've heard you talk about what the pain was that you were experiencing in that moment.
If I think something's funny, and it sounds crazy, but if I think something's funny and it's going well, the performance energy or whatever, that just takes over. And I've a car filled with big jockey guys backed over my foot about 10 years ago, and I think broke it. And I was having a good time, and rather than ruin the evening, I just decided, fuck it, my foot isn't broken. So proceeded to go and have a lot of fun with these people, and then woke up in the morning, and my wife saw my foot, and it was all like, didn't look like a foot anymore. And she said, we got to go to the hospital. And I went, no, we're just going to keep going and it's going to go away. And it did.
Wow.
Now you walk like the elephant.
I know. I didn't say it was a smart thing to do. And there are times, kids, when you should go to the hospital. But I come from kind of tough-minded people, tough people, where they could just compartmentalize really well.
Yeah.
And my father once had, he had a big surgery, and this is a bunch of years ago, and they had to go in and like pretty much cut open like his torso and do this big operation for colon cancer, and he survived it, but they sewed him up, and he woke up, and he's a doctor, so he knows that time in the hospital is dangerous and that medications that sedate you and kill pain, slow recovery. So he woke up, he yanked everything out. He got up, put on his clothes with like this giant Frankenstein stitch down the side. And I flew home to visit him in the hospital, but I'm going to drop my bags off at home first and be there just when he comes out of surgery. And I ring the bell for my brother to answer. And the door opens and it's my father, white as a sheet.
Oh my God.
And he's like, hi, how are you? Wow. And then I said, oh, Dad, you should be in the hospital. And he went, I'm fine. And then I said, well, after a while, I'm going to take Mom to a restaurant, take her out for a restaurant. And he went, I'm coming too.
Oh my God.
And we went to like a fish restaurant in Brookline Village. Wow. And he's like, this is lovely. And like blue foam is coming out his mouth. And I have a bit of him in me, which is, I've always thought, if I'm about to go out and do something and someone, I'm going to say lower caliber bullet, but a 22, and I got hit.
Yeah.
And maybe it missed a vital area, but still bad. I'll go and do the thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll come backstage and I'll say, Sona, I think it's time to go to the nearest hospital.
I've seen it so many times.
Have you seen it?
I've seen you in that mode many times.
At this stage in my career, I'm no spring chicken. And at this stage in my career, it's fun to see. I think we're pushing it to like a slightly new area. So let's do that now, because when am I going to get to do it again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what that's not just me. That's, if you get a chance at this point.
It was so inspirational. I mean, I really, comedically, I was like, I want to go there someday. I'm not ready to go there. I'm not ready there.
The sauce is
I'm
readily
not ready
available.
to let go in that way and to just trust that I don't know. There was just something, you trusted yourself in that moment. Like you had just arrived. I was like, Conan knows that he doesn't. He can be untethered and unhinged, and it's just going to. It was just so confident, and I did have a feeling that you weren't feeling it. I mean, I know you were feeling, but like I could sense that. But as soon as you got in the car, is that when the pain came on?
The pain was also I walked out. Yeah, there was like a dressing room, and I went into the dressing room and made the terrible mistake of wiping my eye, and that burned like crazy. That's just like acid in your eye. So I remembered washing out my eye, then tried to clean up as best I could, and then I hopped in the car with David Hopping, who took over as assistant for Sona, and he's driving me back home because we knew I probably shouldn't be driving. And my hand started burning, and I've talked about this, but underneath my wedding ring, which burns anyway, because I think it was I mean, come on. That was just a mistake. I should be out there fucking and sucking.
Oh, man.
We're mostly sucking.
Oh, no.
Wait, or fucking. I don't know. I'm all confused now. But anyway, underneath my wedding ring, it was burning and burning and burning, and I took it off, and it was all discolored. It was just because, it's an acid, and it got trapped underneath my wedding ring.
Was everyone in the crew just like all of a sudden triaged to you? Because
No,
everyone seemed so shocked. And I've talked to some people that have worked on the show and said no one's ever done anything like that, and we were all really concerned. And
I wasn't getting a lot of concern.
I mean, were people like,
you know what I was getting? Oh, this will get some clicks.
Oh, they were so excited.
This will be good for BuzzFeed.
Oh, it was so good.
This will do all right.
But
whatever happens to him, and hey, if he dies, more clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the mood. That's what I was getting from them.
Yeah. I always sign whenever I never know what to like write when people are signing things, and I'm just like, if I die tragically, sell this for a lot, because because it will. That is just writing someone, like giving someone $1,000. If I die in some
like
crazy way,
bond.
and then I only write that 100 times, that's 100 people out there that have me predicting some like that is giving someone a gift. But I want to say that like I relate to the pain thing because I wear, like I try to dress up when I'm on stage. I try to like live this kind of like pop star life that I might not ever have in my own life when I'm on stage. And I dress up and I wear these heels. And after the show, people are like, "How did you do that for an hour? 20 minutes? You're up there." And I don't feel it at all. But the second I step out of the spotlight, my feet ache. I throw them off my feet. And it doesn't happen for an hour and 20 minutes I'm up there. But I'm like, literally the foot goes into the dim light. And I am throwing them off. So there is something about a performance that makes you numb.
Yeah.
And I think, that's
because
why I should have surgeries during podcasts.
Yeah.
I think that's if there's a mic in the room and someone asking me about my process.
I feel sometimes it's weird thing for me to say, like, I'm proud of you because I'm not related to you. But I have this kind of avuncular feeling of,
oh God.
But no, just like I'm so, you put in the work and you are principled and you are very talented. But as I've said, it's all the other stuff that I think makes the difference. I've seen so many people with talent not do much with it or misuse it or mistreat it. So, but I'm very happy for you.
Thank you, Conan.
And
that means
on
so
a
much to me.
personal level, and I take full credit for everything
You
you've achieved.
should take full credit.
Because I was...
No, he should not.
Oh, yeah,
He
no.
should
And I mean,
partial.
what I mean financially, I should participate in your success.
We'll write him one of those death signatures and we'll be square.